Hello everybody and welcome to that of the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex and I am your D&D sensei, and essentially I am the lead of Project Aurora, a giant persistent universe where anybody and everyone can get involved and leave their mark on the universe. Today we have that of the second session for Secrets in the Sands, and also that of, well, Soulbound, as you guys know. A couple things, a couple announcements. You guys know the whole dealio. Hey, what's up, Dan and Ducky and Animus? Hello, hello, hello. But you guys know the deal. I'll be obviously DMing, so I won't be able to talk to each and every single one of you guys and interact with that in chat. But be sure, if you want to, feel free to talk with anybody else in chat and the rest of the community. You can even talk to some of the players and all that stuff. You can give out inspiration points, health potions, yada, 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 with that of your channel points and all that goodness. Also, fun fact, I'm actually wearing that of merch right now. So, hey, if you want to support Project Aurora or me and anything that I do, feel free to scroll down and you will find that of the merch store for Geeks Unleashed. Well, for my merch store and all that stuff, and be able to support that way. Or feel free to even check out that of the Patreon. And you get battle maps, subclasses, freaking homebrew races, and a whole bunch of other craziness. But yeah, that being said, no time to waste. Let's get into that of the session, and let's go talk to that of our players. All right.
It's bullying.
Hi. You know you love us. You know you
I don't
do.
know what you said. I just heard bullying, and I just heard laughter. And I'm upset because I want to know the context, damn it. How's it going, everybody? Well, what happened? Just what happened? Explain.
Huh? What? Coffee?
No, there is no
Yeah.
what? Excuse me, you better freaking
Wait,
better
we
remember.
are going to say it'll be funnier if we say.
What do you mean?
It's called the Outtakes for a reason.
Well, I don't want to be the snitch.
What did you want about?
Bitches get stitches.
Do you want me to? I will go clip this and I will shut this stream down. Watch the VOD right now. You think I won't? I will turn this whole bus around. God damn it!
Snitches get stuck in the sands, boys.
All right, you guys are fucking awful. I love you guys though, but
I feel
Alright.
bad now.
No, it's all love. It's all love.
I don't even know what I did.
You didn't
Don't
do
worry
anything.
about it. You didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That
We're
doesn't
basking in
reassure-
your greatness.
That doesn't reassure me. Well, I guess we can play some D&D in the meantime until you figure it
Oh
out.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What's a
forgot. Is that why we're
D&D?
here? Oh shoot!
I just want to say hi.
Hi.
You can say hi in the dirt.
But we're in the desert. There is no dirt.
I'll make some dirt and I'll put you in it.
Okay.
We got the
Let's
grove.
just do that.
Fantastic.
Oh, I cast
We
for a
have
growth for 1 year.
fertilizer. I can plant all sorts of things.
God damn it, Matt. All right. I think
All right,
I
rapid fire Druidcraft.
Oh my
Not
fucking god.
wildfire Yet. I would like to know.
It's something. I think just Raven being here is just like it ignited everybody's just freaking it. I think she just took all the brain cells or whatever and just like, all right, hey everybody, let's do this. Oh man, because we are wild
Wait,
today.
Supposed to have the brain cells.
Oh
I
wait,
thought
shit.
Matt
Who has
had
the brain?
them at all times.
Oh wait, Matt, I think you do have the brain cell. Do you have the brain
Wait.
cell? Don't tell me you lost it.
What?
He
Son of a
doesn't
bitch,
have one
he
brain
didn't
cell.
have to
He doesn't. All right, we're gonna have to do like a mystery or a prop hunt or something. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. Well,
Are we
in the
gonna turn into
meantime,
raids like that time?
I like turtles.
I hate it here.
We're very professional,
All
guys.
right,
Did you know that?
everybody, shut the hell up. Hey, let's begin with today's adventure. So, I would like you all. I fucking can't. I would like you all to gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. And I see you cheesing over there, Max. Don't you fucking make me.
Me?
But, anywho, to gather around for the tale of these survivors, the tale of the looming corruption, and that of the mysteries within. For this, my friends, be the infamous tale of the secrets in the sands, and the legendary tale of the Soulbound. Previously, The survivors would awaken in a strange unknown area, breaking out of their crystal prisons. And upon doing so, they'd find the likes of several sort of changing structures around them, and several more stranger individuals. With rough introductions, the individuals would have only time for a couple of hellos and a couple of examinations of themselves before a strange voice would sound off, explaining that they had a limited time before they'd be killed by some force. Without hesitation, the survivors settled their differences and charged forth, as they were met with a lava pit and monsters of strange colors, tendrils emerging from around. It'd take all their strength and teamwork to get past, as they would have several near-death experiences. With that, in avoiding from plummeting into lava, they all would forge on until the end. Solving puzzles and more, they'd eventually find themselves in a strange room with a structure of multiple glyphs and runes. And upon activating it, the glyphs would light anew, and several dozen creatures shambling about would emerge, coursing with an astral light, and surge towards our survivors. It'd be the likes of the Oculi sorcerer Zale, turning up the heat while the Furbog druid Insidious would freeze their foes whole. Meanwhile, the human cleric Ilva would incapacitate and incinerate her enemies before the Warforged Artificer and C21X, or Farmer, would go back to old protocol and unleash the flames within, burning their enemies. All back to back, with the individual taking on several enemies at once in the Aarakocra Monk and krillin. With that, with the final glyph lit, the individuals would be transported to an unknown and strange world. A strange world covered in sand. A desolate wasteland that'd be interrupted with a horrifying sound from afar. With the monsters slain, and our heroes just barely escaping, we'll have to see whether they'll survive the expanse in Session 2 of Soulbound Secrets in the Sands. And with that, my friends, let us begin with today's session. Oh boy. Alright, that being said, alright, let's get you guys a little bit of ambience, but also let's get you guys on the correct map. Secrets in the Sands, boom, 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 and come on. Boom, boom, boom. No, I want you right here. God damn it. Boom, there you go. UI, boom, and boom.
I believe I've received inspiration, but my name is not Mr. Roboto, Finn.
Mr. Roboto. Oh my goodness. That being said, yeah, so you do have an inspiration point and all that stuff. Make sure to track that in that of the inspiration point tab and all that good stuff. Also,
There's a inspiration point tab only fits one inspiration point, though.
Oh boy. Also,
Do it
Raven,
in the
you get
chat,
a
though.
inspiration point from your resident simp in Benroth.
Yay!
Sam!
All right. But yeah, let's get started with this. Let me get you guys a little bit of ambience. And go from there. And we'll get you we'll do this. So, as you all get your senses coming back to you, you begin to cough and hack, but you are alive once more. The entire process was strange and almost astral. It didn't seem to really make much sense. You felt yourselves almost being rewritten anew. But looking about and around you, you see as the device that you stand upon and its sigils begin to dull, as it is no longer activated. You look around and you find that of a vast area of sand, a desert wasteland. To most, this seems to be nowhere or nothing that you ever remember being from. For others, this is a normality as you feel the heat beating down upon your faces, and it is hot. It is horrible. You almost instantly, for some, you almost instantly start sweating from the blazing heat. And you look around and you see all of your allies intact. That being said, at this point, begin to hear that of another sort of strange sounds from afar. You hear as the roaring sort of sensation begins to echo. However, it then begins to cease. That being said, what are you guys all saying? What are you guys all doing in this moment in time?
The area is clear.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. Oh, this looks different.
Farmer, are you alright?
Yeah, you kind of had a moment. You know, you had a thing come out of your arm and it shot flames, which was really cool, by the way, but it wasn't you. Or at least the you we knew before.
That's strange. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there any landmarks around us?
Landmarks around. Looking about. Having a little bit of trouble seeing, but I'll tell you what, Ilva, make a perception check for me. Ooh. 7. Even with a 7, you can see at least a little bit, but, around you, you're kind of like struggling to sort of get your bearings as the entire experience is unreal. It's wild. Something that you kind of felt before when you traveled up the tower. That sort of same sensation of being unwritten, rewritten anew. Looking around, you see really just far off in the distance, towering over everything, and this has to be at least like thousands or about 1,000 miles out, if not more. But you see a gigantic tree towering over all, and it seems to be almost going past that of the clouds itself. But it seems to span for who knows how long, but other than that, any significant landmarks, your vision is blurry. You're just trying to get a hold of yourself right now.
What time of day is it?
What time of day? It is bright and sunny. From what you can tell, the sun is directly in the highest point that it can possibly be in, up above. Well, a little bit like slower down, but
Okay.
Yeah, following suit, can I cast Druidcraft to see the how the weather will be for the rest of the day?
how the weather will be for the rest of the day. Get a sense. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Make I'll see if you're gonna get the information. I just want to see how much you get. And make a survival check or just a straight, sort of, yeah, I guess it can be a wisdom check or a survival check. Your choice. 21. From what you can tell, it seems to be that it doesn't seem to have any sense of like much of anything besides a hot and humid day. Clear skies all about.
Okay. No sense to it. Seeing as I will be more not in store for any more troubles, we should quickly find shelter. Is everyone else alright?
I've been better. But I have been worse as well.
Yes, my systems are nominal. There doesn't seem to be anything that I can see on the horizon or nearby that signifies our location.
Okay. I will also like to ask, where is north? Now that I have keen mind.
All right. Two things. One, you get an inspiration point from your fellow druid and Voden, from J Cross. Second thing, where is north? It is this direction. Let me make sure. Hold on. Or excuse me, no, it is actually directly ahead. If
Is
I
that
have-
in line with the tree?
No. The tree is more of northeastern, or yeah, northeast.
Is this this circle?
Mhm.
Is it more of a pedestal, or is it kind of just more engraved in the ground?
It seems to be. It's not necessarily engraved into the ground. You guys could step down it. Kind of, yeah, kind of like a pedestal.
Down it?
So there are multiple steps. So like, I'm just gonna use Zale, for example. This is a step right here. This is another step down, and then
Oh,
this is
I
into
see.
the
So the
side.
circle though is flat though, and in line with the other like pizza slices here.
Yeah.
There's another word for it.
It
Can
does
I,
look like a piece of slice.
Just enough slices. Just enough
Yummy.
slices.
That's funny.
Can I take my shield and kind of take the pointy end of it and just write the letter Y into it?
Take your shield.
Like, you know, like scribble,
Yeah.
like a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, for this, I need you to make the material it's hard as you're trying to embed your shield into it, trying to scratch, a Y into it. So much to the point where I need you to make a strength check for me, Ilva. And while you're doing that, Krillin, you also receive an inspiration point from chat. 15. You are able to do so. It takes a lot of effort to do so, more than you really intended, but you're able to carve a Y into the map, or into that of the, or the pizza, as we'll call it.
Okay, cool. So, we gotta find some shelter.
Yes,
Any
head more
idea?
towards northward and say, well, from what I can tell from the stars, this way is north. If we want to find more, any form of shelter, maybe take ways towards the cardinal directions of the east and west.
Ilva.
Can I
Oh.
can I do a I guess Ilva goes first, sorry.
Okay. Well, actually, no. For the sake of this, Matt, go ahead. What were you trying to do?
Okay, I'd like to do what I'm trying to in my mind, what I'm trying to work out is we're in the middle of nowhere. I would think in my mind that trying to find any signs of civilization or people nearby would be important, and that is going to be in the probably in the location of a water source. So I want to do a nature check to kind of judge from the terrain thus far, what direction might, like, there's a giant tree, so that's obvious. There's life there, but to give greater insight on where we can travel, that might bring us to water and therefore bring us to civilization.
Well, there's a couple things. First, make a nature check, because I want to see how much you do know. And there's a couple things. A 9.
Yikes.
Well, the good news is you can immediately see a water source. As you, from what you can tell, you're decent tracking, or how I'm saying, you're a decent length or distance away from actually a beach. You can see actually a couple things, easy enough. You look out and you see what seems to be a giant ocean, but from afar, you see just a giant sort of, oh boy, how do I even explain this one? You see like a giant waterfall coming from the sky.
Oh.
Imagine,
Okay.
the best way to put it, imagine like a sink and water is pouring from the sky into the ocean.
Interesting.
But also, as you're looking about, Ilva, you as well with your past perception and your perception score from earlier, because it's not that hard to see. You look off to the side and you see a figure emerging from the sands, traveling slowly but surely, a shadow emerging into the light amongst the sands. And as that is happening, Phoebe, for hours you feel as if you are traveling through the sands, a never-ending wasteland. You travel forth in almost eternal nothingness, nothing but sand, no mesas, no rocks, no nothing, just traversing these grains of sand over and over and over again. Your vision's never really changing, but eventually you look forth and you swear it's a mirage for a moment, before you sort of clear your eyes and you see a massive structure ahead with several other individuals just sort of standing about. But first, as you're traveling towards this area, Raven, could you please introduce yourself and describe what your character looks like?
Oh, well, I am a female Yanti. I have kind of an Egyptian look going on. Very, very witchy, kind of emo, but in a nice way. Not that emos aren't nice. and I don't know, a lot of kind of gold-colored things and white clothes, kind of dress going on, and short haircut, and lots of skulls and snakes adorning.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Oh, we vibing.
We're vibe? We're vibing?
We're
Alright.
vibing.
Robin.
That being said, as you're sort of traversing about through that of the sands, Ilva and a farmer, you're able to see this figure approaching from afar. And with that being said, what are you guys saying and doing? Inquisitor, what the hell?
Someone's
Thank you
coming
so
for
much for the
yourself.
5 gifted subs. You're
Curious.
awesome.
I
Thank you.
wonder if they can give us directions.
Be prepared for anything.
We're
Hopefully a
not.
friendly place.
We have no idea who's hostile and who's not. So just be on your guard.
You'll see krillin just float up about 2 feet off the ground and kind of look to the rest of the party and look. This may be an enemy. I will strike first and take their eyes. You follow up shortly after, and I'm just gonna slowly drift towards their direction.
I'll follow krillin on the ground though.
You got it.
Yeah,
At
I'll stay
least-
behind the farmer.
At least from observation, it doesn't seem that they are taking a hostile stance. However, caution seems advisable. Let's see.
Nafiba, you immediately look over and you see these several individual figures begin to approach you slowly but surely. They seem cautious, but making their presence known. What are you doing?
Kind of straighten myself. Try to look like I got my shit together, which I don't. I'm just gonna slowly approach as well. Excuse me. Do you have any water?
And I'll come up just a bit. Why should we grant that to you?
Okay, I was just asking if you had any water. If you don't, you could have just said so. It's fine. I continue walking.
Who's next to me, Yova?
Yeah,
I'll kind of lean over to Yova and say, be prepared as they travel past. This may be a trick.
Excuse me. Do you know where we are?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes.
Ah. Not exactly. I have no idea where I am. So... No, I don't know where you are.
Do you know where we are? Like,
In a desert.
you know what this place is called? Anything?
No.
Are you from here?
Yes.
But this is just a desert. You don't know what the name of this place is?
No.
Might I
Anyways.
interject for a moment? I'm sensing that yes or no questions may not give us the answers we seek. It may be best if we ask open questions.
But
Okay,
I feel
well,
at first,
bust out your flamethrower then.
well, before we maybe be prone to violence, hail friend, we have seemed to be found ourselves in the middle of the desert. If you are in need of water, and I kind of pull out the water skin, I do have some to spare. We do have refuge. We are seeking refuge at the moment. Are you traveling alone or with others?
I'm alone. Can I please have some water? Can I please have some water?
Well, we wanted before. My 2 allies here are pretty cautious of you, but we would like to ask, you are not coming in ill intent.
I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Right now. Oh, the
Seems
heat.
overly dramatic.
laughing.
Dear
Also,
gods.
I didn't know you had a water skin. Let me adjust your guys' stuff for a second. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. I forgot
Oh,
about
I
that.
like Ah.
There you go.
Oh, um,
Can I
Enjoy
roll
it.
a insight check to
As-
see if she's actually that dehydrated?
Yeah,
I-
make a
I gotta-
insight check. Go
I'll
ahead.
slowly
Amos.
kind of pass it up and hold it out and gesture it in kind of like a non-aggressive stance.
Sure thing. Nafiba, make a persuasion or deception check.
Okay.
I want to
as-
Or just roll
you
a
are for
d20 and
wrinkles.
tell me the total of what it is.
You better have good charisma, Mr. Maddock.
as they're handing over the water skin, I'm gonna take out my own water skin and take just a slip, dip very slowly and deliberately so she can see it, and then put it back.
Zeus just watching like, wow, rude. You know, she's right there. You could do it behind her back at least. You know?
Oh no, she's got to do it manually?
Yeah.
Manual.
Yeah, bottom right for the d20 thingy.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Are you lying or telling the truth?
I was telling the truth. I'm not okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I probably would have guessed like, okay, she's kind of playing it off. She can really get some water. I will approach her and hand her the water skin.
Okay. I'll take it slowly and take like a very, very small sip.
And while she's drinking, I'm kind of asking, how long have you been traveling in the desert?
How long have I been traveling in the desert?
You've been traveling in the desert, for about 5 minutes.
What? Real dehydrated.
I'm dying, guys. I've been traveling
Wow,
for
you-
5 minutes.
I'm not exactly sure. It seems like days.
Well, to repeat the questions of my my ally here, have you suddenly awoken in this strange world? Do you hail from somewhere else?
Well, I don't quite remember when I started walking here, so it seems like I have.
Did you break
awoken.
out of anything?
I'm sorry, what? Break
Did you
out?
break out of anything?
We seem to have awoken in some sort of astral forms.
That did happen to
And-
you.
That did?
That did happen to you.
Yes, that happened to me as well.
So you're most likely in the same fate as us. Well, I'm sorry for whatever other entity has probably dragged you on into this world. But at the moment, we are only trying to survive and hopefully gather more allies. If you would like, we will be finding shelter. We hope you don't want to travel alone. Would you care to join?
Well, hold on. We
Huh?
appeared with 5 of us, and there's just one of her. And if she awoken like we did, where are the others? I would assume there are others.
And that's the point. We'll have to find the others. If she was walking alone, they most likely would have been traveling with her.
Were you traveling with anyone?
No?
You are not.
You just walked for 5 minutes in the sands, and that's it. That's all you remember.
I don't remember exactly how long it was. It could have been days, not 5 minutes. Absolutely not. More like a very, very long period of time, which is why I'm so dehydrated. I
Is
need
your
to
first
take
memory
that.
of the sands or of a facility?
And at least she already answered with the sands.
Oh, sorry. Was it true?
Let's be honest, I don't remember much. I remember escaping from somewhere and ending up over here.
Yes, yes, yes. And for the most part, let us worry more about the questionnaires after we have find shelter. Once the desert comes towards the night, it'll be extremely cold.
Yes. If I may interject, it seems that this newcomer is in an equal position that we are in, where we do not understand our placement in this unknown territory, and we should not count them out separately simply because they arrived from the desert and we arrived from whatever that place was.
I'd call it pain. That's a good name for it.
Pain is the last thing we want to feel at this moment, especially with the little supplies we have. Come, first off, your name. I am Sidious.
Ah, I am Phoebe.
Phoebe gives a small bow.
Real quick,
Uh,
I'll fly
Every-
up to her and say, I am Krillin. You will not cross me. And I'm gonna fly back.
Island.
Charming.
Hello. My name is C21X. You may refer to me as Farmer.
Farmer. Very good.
And while he's an android, it looks like he's trying his best to use his mandible parts to make a smile. However, that obviously it's just like
Very
it looks
disturbing,
more
I
like an
assume.
underbite.
That's adorable.
My turn. This is no place for my signature introduction, but I am Zale Xenakis.
Alright. So,
He has no very nice pants.
Yes, I think I would know. I picked them out.
ah,
Ilva will just put up her hand and say, I'm Ilva.
hi,
Just get
Elva.
going.
Alright, let's go.
as soon as oh boy. Hey, which hand?
Oh no.
I moved my right hand in real life, so we'll say right hand.
Yeah. And if so, right hands. Looked out. But one thing to note. Oh boy, Nephiba, you look toward as you're extending your hand to shake it. You look towards it. Two things, and your eyes begin to go wide. One, the first thing I was trying to say earlier, you see on the palm of your hand. Oh boy. You see actually two marks. One on one palm and another on the other palm. On the one, you see that, or on your left hand, I believe you see that of a dot, sort of writhing in that of shadow. On the right, you see that of a golden dot, sort of shining. Something of more noticeable and immediate thing, you look towards your arm, and you see as there are just sort of line marks and etchings onto it. And they seem to just be, they don't seem to sort of come off, they seem to be just sort of stuck there. They almost have like grooves. Not entirely like C21X, but your arm, it doesn't seem to be made out of that, or your one arm doesn't seem to be made out of flesh. It seems to be made out of just sort of a highly advanced material, kind of like a metal.
What the fuck? Which arm?
That is the left arm.
Do we?
And it's up to that your shoulder, almost to your bicep tricep area.
What the fuck?
That's pretty cool.
Pretty sick.
Oh yeah, pretty nice.
I guess out of
We
game
all
I can
notice
explain
something?
this. Oh yeah, oh fuck yeah, it's really easy to notice. Out of game, it kind of looks like a cyberpunk sort of arm. So it looks very, very humanoid-ish, but it looks, you know, you can tell if like you look close enough and all that stuff. It has little grooves and all that sort of shit. But
Might have
yeah,
a blade
the
underneath
Ripper
there,
Dog.
too.
yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, other than that, it just looks like a normal like sort of android hand, like an arm. But yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. She had the Ripper Dog.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the dot. We have to open it. Shit, I forgot. Sales gonna like look at the arm, and then back to farmer. Look at the arm, back to farmer.
They don't look the same. They don't look
Oh,
the
they
same.
don't look the same. Damn
No.
it! No, my comedy.
Can I do like a I mean, I don't have like a mechanics check or anything. I guess it would maybe be a history check, maybe it's an investigation to kind of understand the nature of their appendage.
Sure. You can make an investigation check, but also Phoebe, you look down at your arm like, what the fuck? And then you just see as the robot man is approaching you.
Stay back!
One of us.
I'm literally approaching like an engineer would and being like,
Whoa,
okay, what is this?
Whoa,
Built
whoa,
in
whoa!
a century.
Just remember not to touch.
Please, yes. Oh, of
Well,
course.
okay, I'm not touching, but my face is in there. My face is like
No,
looking
move!
closely.
I'm gonna push your head away.
Alright, so if that's the case, you're resisting. Okay, so the investigation check doesn't go off. Well, you can actually, it does, but you can make it with a disadvantage, so one more time. There's like a quick glance, he's just sort of like, no! Oh god! He really wants to investigate. Well, 14, what you're able to see at the very least, this is definitely a highly advanced material that it's made out of. Way more advanced than anything that you remember or you've ever seen before, Farmer.
My, this is quite advanced. Where did you get such an appendage?
Did you?
I don't know.
What exactly do you mean, farmer?
Do you see the positioning of the electronics?
Electronics.
Electronics. And I guess if we look closer to her hand and we kind of see the grooves and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
There
Tattoos.
doesn't appear to be any intuitive interfacing between parts. This is
Seamless.
quite interesting.
I'll pretend I understood that. Yes. So interesting. Yes, got it. Okay, cool.
You see, the inverse reactive current of the unilateral phase detractors determines the blah blah. Anyways,
The Zale head explodes.
I was about to start taking notes.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
There's maybe more questions and answers must be
think
needed.
this will-
Again, shelter. You need to
Oh,
kind of start
yeah.
Yeah,
setting
let's
up.
move and
Yeah, let's
give
move actually instead of standing in the wide open.
So we
give you
head north.
benefit of the doubt, Phoebes. Don't touch anyone with your hands.
What?
The symbols
What?
on them.
So?
They mean something more. Again,
If
we will
you-
discuss more in shelter.
Yes, yes, let's do that.
As
I
you
don't wanna
guys
get
are
it.
getting closer towards over here.
I don't have control.
Oh, wait, what? What the fuck? Okay, my bad. I was wondering why you weren't. Hold on, everybody, pause for a second. I was wondering why you couldn't move your character. I'm like, oh, she's just making them come to her. I'm like, all right, go for it.
Power move.
Well, that's the kind of
Right.
girl she is, I guess.
I guess so. Goddamn. All right, how about now? Hold on, let me unpause it. All right, how about now?
There
All
we
right,
go.
there you go.
Okay, so did we all,
Well,
maybe out of character, I'll ask, like, do you have a unanimous idea of where we want to go?
hold on, real
I
quick,
pointed
real
out
quick.
to north.
As you guys are approaching this area, Zale, you
Oh, no.
look
Me?
and you see, or this occurs. Oh boy. Zale, the mark
I died.
upon that of your hand, yeah, you die. But the mark upon your hand, the red triangle, it begins to shine for a brief moment. And the closer you're getting towards this structure, it begins to sort of almost continue to light up further. You almost feel pulled towards it for a brief moment in time. Before you eventually see and you all watch as the mark itself begins to detach from that of Zale's hand. The symbol itself begins to slowly float off the palm, and you see as the red triangle is beginning to expand outwards, massive in size, but it's expanding towards the central area over here.
Guys.
Zale, do you will?
I don't know. Are tattoos supposed to do that?
None of the more of the mundane version. These ones weren't granted from ink. kind of look towards the tattoo, and it's pointing over towards the center.
It's not pointing over, it's literally floating over.
Oh shit. Hey,
Like,
did we follow?
don't.
Too many things.
For now, I will use this as a placeholder, even though it's red.
We'll use our imagination.
Oh man. 2.
What the hell's? What the?
Do you guys, or I'm assuming from your character placement, you guys walk over and see what it's doing. As you do, you see inside this sort of small triangle, you see visions, strange happenings, as an omen plays before you. Oh boy.
Okay.
You guys see this. You see several individuals, about 5 in fact, all in a mine shaft, from what you can tell. They seem to be battling with something, a creature or someone. And you see conflict, and then a victor in the 5 individuals. You see as immediately the vision begins to change, and you see a very strong woman emerging from the shadows before eventually joining the likes of these several individuals. It shifts once more, and you see as they are under attack. They're in a mine shaft. You see snow beginning to form, and you see as they are slowly ascending before immediately striking down the entire area in the center platform where you guys are all standing. Directly towards the triangle, you see a lightning bolt of red color strikes immediately before you. You all begin to immediately get blown backwards from that of the strike, almost jumping in that of fear. And as it does, you just hear the words enter that of your head. You hear the following: help, survive, build, thrive. Before eventually the omen sort of stops, and Zale, you watch as the red triangle appears and floats, shrinking in size before it appears back onto the palm of your hand.
Can I get a new tattoo? I think this one is broken. I don't like it.
And we all saw that, right? Or
Yeah,
is it
you
some-
all fucking saw that. You saw the whole lightning bolt strike the entire central area.
That was pretty cool, but I don't like it. Me, can someone else take it?
Well, I don't want it.
Is there trading?
There's so much. What is up with this world?
Well, funny you say that, because then you hear this. You begin to hear a voice emerge from the area, familiar. And you see, as it doesn't really seem to have like a sort of point of where it's coming from besides the central platform, and then you hear, welcome, survivors. Well, if you're listening to this, then you're listening to the voice once more, and it seems that you have at least proved yourselves capable of survival and working together to some extent. Welcome, my friends, to the Forbidden Expanse, the hot hell of Voden. I see that you've met those little friends of ours, and I'll be honest with you, they're not too happy being stabbed in the chest, or that of, you know, having grease sort of spilled upon them, making them slip and fall. In fact, they're pretty pissed off at you, so good show, good show. But that said, another omen plays before you, but in case you didn't understand, as you can tell, another wave of those beautiful beings that you ran into are coming in time. So, I advise, but you can do as you wish, but I advise you to prepare yourselves until then. Build defenses or whatever you fleshwalkers do, or not. Shit, you're powerful, right? You got this. Regardless, you'll know in time, and then when they arrive back. But in the meantime, make yourselves real nice and comfy, cause it'll be probably a while before we speak again. Whether you're dead or not, that might change things, but hey, you'll see. Well, this is the voice signing off. Bye.
We're level 1, sir.
And you see as the voice begins to fade.
I will look over towards Phoebe and say and ask, Is this your first time hearing such a voice?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh. Yes.
Wrong answer.
And you're dead.
It's fine. Yes. Hearing that response, I would say this similar voice in some sort of flamboyant tone has also greeted us in our first awakening.
He
It
also
seems
gave us one round of that combat back there, and now he's saying more will come. So is it him that's pitting us against these creatures? We don't really know if he's a friend or foe. He just talks, and all of a sudden, creatures appear.
It seems almost like a game to this person.
Yeah.
Build, thrive, survive.
I
And we
would.
get to the first one.
I would think anyone that removes our efficacy and freedom to place us in a position like this may not be the most beneficial person to engage with.
I agree.
Who could say that again?
Did you also hear how he called us fleshwalkers?
I don't
Yeah.
like that name. I didn't come up with it, so it's not as cool.
It is
I
also
A better
false.
name.
Exactly, Farmer. It is truly false. You have no flesh whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'll have to come up with an extra special name for you.
And with that,
Don't
we have an
worry.
advantage.
An advantage of what? Ego?
But I digress. I think our
We should
first
get
clue
going. Because regardless if he's a friend or not, we know that he's, or at least those monsters have come before. So if he says they'll come again, and we should get somewhat prepared.
And back to the first thing. So we're headed north, or we're going
Yes.
east or west.
I think to the waterfall thing, right?
No.
No, no,
Did
no.
we get
So
word
you
about the
guys don't.
waterfall?
Well, the waterfall is in the ocean. So.
Oh.
So real quick,
Never
are you
mind.
guys like looking general look of your surroundings? What are you guys doing? Are you just picking a direction or walking, or?
Yeah, I want to get
Uh,
a general look at surroundings before I pick a place to pick a choice to go.
We had
Yeah.
tried, but we couldn't really see much.
Yeah.
And then there was a tree in the north, and then a floaty waterfall to the northeast. Now I
Well-
didn't realize it was in the ocean though.
Could I
I
make
came
a
from-
perception check?
South, so we probably shouldn't go south.
Or real quick,
There's only more desert.
if you're looking
Maybe-
about, if you're trying to get a general sense of your surroundings, you all can make a perception check. Granted, you are on the ground, so it's going to be a little bit harder, but you can try to make a perception check from your vantage point.
Dude, we have a bird.
Underground, you say?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yes. My man Krillin, can you see what's up above?
Oh, man, a boost!
This man
I'm
said,
gonna,
Oh my god.
Nat
I'm
20?
God.
"Wait, hold
alright,
on,
I'm
real quick." Hold
gonna
on.
go in the center here and fly up.
Oh, you're already proficient in perception. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's another one, baby. All right,
Can
so
I
does
grab
anybody-
expertise?
hold on one second, one at a time. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say, does anybody have any dirt blocks so that we could put together a makeshift shelter?
Oh, speaking of which, can I have my water skin back if you're feeling well, Phoebe?
Oh yes, here you go.
Hold on, real quick. I was trying to say, Krillin, because you are literally flying in the air, and you're getting a general sense of your surroundings. Here, make it with advantage. I'll say.
Imagine needing to fly to get advantage.
All right,
Don't be jealous.
Shade.
that's a lot better. All right, here's what you see, my friend. So, Krillin, you soar up towards the sky, and as you do, you see a handful of things. The first, as pointed out from before, you see, or one being a massive sort of world tree far, far off in the distance. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, probably hundreds, if not 1,000 miles out. However, it is massive in size and spans past the clouds from what you can tell. Something a little bit more relevant closer to you, slightly above you, you see as there are several floating islands at the moment, and you look over and you can see off to the side that, in fact, Some are exploding before your very eyes. You see as they're just completely combusting, and you see as the exploding bits of debris and rubble are crashing and plummeting towards that of this sort of earth, destroying anything below. You look over and you see off to the side, as pointed by Ilva and pretty much the rest of you, a massive body of water, and that of a beach not too far from here. Lastly, with your 23, you also see another massive body of water not too far from here in an oasis. It seems to be besides that of a massive giant cliff of the entire world, or this realm, or whatever the heck this is. An elevation. It seems that the entire area or landscape you are scouting on seems to be on a significantly lower level than we're gonna call it the rest of this world. As there is, again, this sort of massive rocky wall or cliff that is leading to, like, the rest of the mainland. Other than that, the last thing you see with the 23, you see further on the land that of a second pyramid off to the side. Massive, but seems to be in the opposite direction from that of the giant tree. That being said, to recap, there are 3 places that you could probably reasonably get to within a short amount of time, or a short enough amount of time. A, the beach. B, or 2, the oasis. Or 3, or C, the pyramid. The pyramid is a possibility, but from what you can tell looking at it with your 23, it doesn't seem to have any signs of life from what you can tell. No source of water, as Farmer said. And it is the furthest out from what you can tell. But it is a structure. So the beach, the oasis, and the pyramid. That being said, is there anything else you're doing up above here?
I'm going to actually try to see how the air in the sky feels as compared to how I've been previously flying. Like if the air is denser, is it more moisture? Just the feeling of the air.
Well, the feeling of the air, as you're trying to get a general sense of it, make a perception check for me. Another one for me, krillin. I need you to see something. 1. Makes sense. krillin, as you're sort of flapping your wings and trying to get a general sense of it, the higher you're going, you look towards your wings and you watch as they're turning darker, even darker than you remember, considering that they're black feathers. You also look and you see as some of your feathers are actually beginning to fall off, and at a rapid pace. You look towards and several feathers have fallen. At this point, you're almost completely distracted and enamored. At this point, or more and more are almost rapidly falling off of your wings. What are you doing?
I'm going to hover where I'm at just for 2.5 seconds. And then if they're still falling off, then I'm going to dive bomb back down.
They are still falling off, and at this point, as you begin to look over and you're losing, at this point, you're even starting to lose movement, but you dive bomb back through and onto that of the ground, and eventually you land 3-point stance. And you look towards to check the wings once more. Feathers are still gone. That being said, you all see as krillin begins to drop down before you, and you see as a couple of feathers have sort of fallen off, but they remain for the most part the same and functional. But
I'll fluff myself up and just look up, see if there's a magical barrier, because that's what I think it is.
Make an Arcana check.
Something is affecting me.
I'm gonna quickly pick all the feathers up.
Easy enough. You kind of got to go on a little adventure to like find all of them, pick them back up. But all right. So while you're doing that, making the Arcana check, what are the rest of you guys doing while I get you that information?
See, Kelvin kind of flapping about and losing some of his feathers. Say, are you not under attack of some sort? No ailments?
I'm already gravely injured. I didn't feel any further damage. But this may not be direct. This may be a sickness or some form of barrier that causes this effect.
Were you able to get a good look up from the horizons?
Yeah. It was lots of opportunities for us to go. 3 main ones with what I did see. Oh, my mic.
You-
Ah,
you
the
say-
first,
Water.
at least 2 main sources. One looked as a formation of a beach, not too large, not too far. The second would be a oasis in a desert area, also not too far, traversable from where we are. Also, there was a cliff in that area. Something about a defensible position, as well as height advantage.
Given
I
the
would
weather.
choose that.
Like-minded as well. I suggest we head to the oasis.
Just
I
be aware if
believe-
we go to the oasis, other creatures could be there, also seeking refuge from the heat.
In that case, we have
I-
another option for food.
I believe in either case, if it is needed, I ought to be able to purify some of the water if we go either near the beach or the oasis.
I can do the same as well, so I can give you a hand with that.
Well,
That's
I like
nothing. With the sun
oasis.
rising down. Are we off?
Wait, say that again, Animus?
With the sun rising down, are we off?
The sun isn't rising. It hasn't moved, my friend.
I mean down.
No, like, it hasn't moved at all. Like, since you
It's
looked
still
at
up
it
in the
last.
sky.
Yep. It hasn't moved an inch.
Oh.
I cast your craft.
What are you trying to learn?
Checking the weather.
Checking the weather? Seems same as usual.
Very strange.
I'm-
I don't know what this word is.
I-
used it already.
Maybe we should head to the oasis.
Yeah, let's just.
I
head to
like that
oasis.
idea. And if there's anything in there, we just blast them, you know.
Blast them.
Blast
Anyways, they
'em.
started blasting.
We're not the capabilities defending ourselves. We found a board. We got bacon for dinner. All right, let's go.
My dad's some bacon and Mountain Dew.
Oh, man.
As we begin traveling, I'm gonna go aside Phoebe and just ask for one of my feathers.
Oh. You can have all of them if you want. I just thought I'd keep them safe.
I'll take one, sneer, and fly away. And examine my feather to see if it's like afflicted or ill, because I don't feel ill, so they should not look ill either.
Well, you kind of do feel a little something. You kind of, like, whenever you're talking or, like, trying to converse, it's kind of like, takes a little bit more effort to do so, but eventually you're able to do it. And then so you feel that sort of sensation for about 5 minutes, and then it goes away.
I just keep on trucking.
All right.
Sickness can't stop me.
That being said, as you guys are heading towards the oasis, correct?
Yes.
All right, so that would be in the top right portion of the map if you guys move your characters over there. As that is happening, is anybody specifically leading the course, or like leading the pack?
I will.
Who has
Let
the most
eating
HP?
begin.
Who has the most HP?
Yeah, because keep in mind you guys are fucked up.
Yeah, we're not in good shape.
Yeah, I'll go
Excuse
first.
me, Miss Phoebe, you're supposed to come with us. You're going the wrong
Wrong
way.
Wrong way.
Yay!
You just see as Phoebe's just sort of sprinting across the area, just hands all up, just running. Ah!
Oh my good thing I got my water skin back. Yeah, I lost it.
What the hell?
Eventually, you lead or you return back to that of the group, and Ilva, so you are leading the charge. So as you guys are going throughout this entire area, I need you to make a survival check for me, Ilva, to maintain course. 23. Good stuff. Oh, and yeah, you're able to sort of maintain track. Now keep in mind, there isn't necessarily a map for you guys to have because you have no idea what the fuck is anything, or you don't have paper to make one at the moment. And you don't have anything to really track with. Hello, how's it going?
I do have cartographer tools.
Cartographer tools?
Cartographer
Cartographer
tools.
tools. Okay.
Carto tools.
Carto tools. Yeah, okay. So if you have cartographer tools, then that's really good. So here's what I will do for you. So you can at least, until you get, so I will have this like sort of running off in the background. This is, I'm assuming you are, because based off your character, from what I know, I assume that you are sort of marking down the areas where you've been, trying to keep a general idea of what's going on and where you've been, right?
I have a page for both the stars and one for the land.
Okay. So I will keep that in the back of my head, and I will just until you get to a significant point, then I will give you a portion of the map. And also, I'm trying to get
I
it
like
to
to
work
know
on Foundry.
your ruling on seeing like what's in the tool, what's with the tools. So do I have like parchment and like magnifying glass?
So you probably have like enough to.
Stylus?
You probably have enough to make that of a map. You got to take a little bit of time to do so, but you can essentially have that of a piece of paper at this moment in time. You have things to sort of mark down where you need to, like, places that you've been and all that stuff, like ink and yada yada yada. A magnifying glass, you do not. It is the bare bone basic stuff to get you to where you need to be.
Okay, yeah. I'm not making a super detailed map here. I'm just gonna make like people like, okay, we are here. We make squiggly line here, and we are heading towards Oasis. And I'm taking note of each like significant landmark that the group has seen and shared.
Okie dokie. Alrighty, good to know. I'll mark that down. So
You've been holding the map upside down this entire time.
Oh shit!
Wait, you're drawing the map.
I am the map.
I am the
I'm the
map.
map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
God damn it. It devolved so quickly. Alright. But as this is sort of happening, as you guys are traveling, I guess one thing of note, for Theater of the Mind for just a brief moment. Ilva, as you're sort of leading the charge and looking about, you just kind of feel as if something's sort of missing. So when you're not entirely sure, it just feels a little strange and weird. You just feel weaker for some reason. As if something's like sort of been sapped away from you. Not entirely sure why or how. But that being said, do you push on?
Yeah, I'll push on. Well, it's still in the back of my mind.
Eventually, you guys come across, or as you begin to travel, you look and you see where there seems to be a pathway leading forward, in between that of this sort of mesa rocks. You look and you see as there are several rocks and a bit of plant life near, or here and there, but for the most part it seems quiet. You look down, you find as there is a 15-foot drop below and an area filled with sand, as you all see this map. Here you go.
Is that a boat?
It is a
Well, I'm
boat.
at 92% spoilies.
Alright.
Oh,
Is that a rag? We got inventory, fellas.
Alright. That being said, now keep in mind you guys are in the elevated or location at the moment, and there is about a 15-foot drop down below to get towards the sand. Where you guys are traversing here, and you see as there are several plants, just sort of twigs and little bits of bushes every now and again. Seem to have a little bit of greenery to them. That being said, as you look forth, what do you all say, and what do you all do?
Do we see the boat?
Yeah,
Or
it's right there.
is it like
I
in
will-
the sand?
It is in the sand.
Like it's not like
Sand.
sunken in. It's like
No, it's
know?
it's sunken in. It's sunken in.
okay.
Well, it seems that there is a sign of civilization, though I don't know how long that boat has been there. Probably for a few years, at least.
Mr. DM,
How
can
do
I
you tell
take
that?
a twig real quick and like throw it near, like into the sand near the boat?
All right, sure thing. You take a twig and you throw it towards that of the or towards that of the boat. One moment, please. Stop right there.
Ah,
Oh boy.
we're gonna die. Oh.
Okay. You see as you throw the stick and it just sort of crashes amongst that of the boat.
Like, so when it hits the sand, it doesn't like
Oh.
sink in or anything?
Oh no, it just sort of resides there.
Okay.
I would say, the meantime, Sirius is kind of taking bits of the twigs and some of the greenery here, and again with more another handful of stones.
All right, you got it. All right, so you're able to get about like 5 sort of stones, a couple of twigs, and about 5 that you can carry. Because keep in mind, none of you guys have like a backpack, so all the stuff that you guys are carrying are just in your hands,
Pockets.
or like
Sticks and
maybe on like
stones.
maybe like a sash off to the side, but that is about it.
Oh
I
yeah,
ain't
can
got
I
much.
check? Yeah,
Can I
I check
carry it
like
in my
the
bra?
green? God damn it.
What?
I mean,
Kevin?
I guess. Like,
That's cheating, bro. Pockets.
I mean, clothing. The thing about it is, clothing doesn't really have any mechanical benefits, so like it'll just fall right out.
No, you don't know what a bra is like, my dude.
No, what I'm saying is, it's not
So
going.
fuck
It
it.
doesn't have a mechanical benefit. It's just you can't really carry shit in it.
What do you mean? It
Well, to say
carries
the
lots of
balls-
stuff.
I know it
The bra is
does.
like the
Mechanically, it
modern
doesn't.
equivalent of a bag of holding.
Oh, I fucking know. Oh my god.
This is going great.
But
Can I
that
see
being
what's
said-
inside the boat?
Yeah, I mean, so what you can see is you see like a little, well, it seems to be that of a rope and just a simple sort of almost circular disc, from what you can tell from your position. God damn it, bra of holding.
It's
I'm
true.
pretty
Someone's
sure
gonna get that
probably
cannon.
made-
Someone's probably gonna make it.
I'll
someone's
make
probably
it.
already made it.
Yes, please do. I want it.
Oh my god. Well, here,
Pulls
you
out
guys can make the
longsword.
magic item. This is the campaign to do it. Oh man.
Matt, you got a plan.
Oh no.
All right, farmer. Here's what I need you to do. Hear me out. But.
All right.
Mifa, we need your test subjects.
Oh my god.
It may. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
yeah. Okay.
I was
I'm
gonna
grabbing-
say that it may also double as a as a slingshot or a catapult. Anyways. I mean, practical uses, survival, these things matter. Anyways.
I'm grabbing sticks and shrubbery, and I have rocks. Okay.
I,
Wait, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Art. You go ahead first if you like.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna check like the greenery and see how much life it has, and maybe see what kind of species it is.
From the greenery, it seems to have like a little bit of life to it. It seems to be dying at the moment, or in the process of it, but it's at least usable, kinda, for now. For like any basic sort of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna check something real quick. Can I cast Druidcraft on it
Mm-hmm.
and see if it blooms?
See if it blooms. Yes, as you cast that of Druidcraft, you do see as it begins to bloom.
What's the bloom into?
Just blooms into like well, what do you want it to bloom into? Like a flower?
Like whatever species it is, I'm gonna let this flower be the flower it's supposed to be.
Alright, you see, you got it. You just see as it begins to just gain that more sort of leaves off to it. Seems to be kind of a similar sort of thing. It's just a bush from what you can tell. Doesn't seem to have like any flowers or anything like on it. Unless you wanted to make it have flowers with Druidcraft.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, Druidcraft would most likely just make it bloom into whatever it could be. Yeah, I'll just keep that in tow in my hands along with the rocks.
You got it.
And actually, no, never mind. So go ahead, Yoba.
Can I cast Thermatology? trying to create a tremor around this boat to see if there's like anything underneath it, or just like some sort of trap, or if it's like quicksand, or just a general thing
Dangerous
of
critters.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
just
All right.
to kind of shake something up.
All right. So as you begin to do so, you cast that thaumaturgy and you cause the area to sort of shake about. And as that happens, one moment, please.
I don't like that.
I apologize.
High.
Alright,
I
guys,
don't
finish it.
As you should.
Oh, there we go. Or as you are looking down below, you just hear a and you look down and you begin to hear a bit of growling and just sort of almost something sort of emerging. You hear a couple of footsteps from what you can tell, or the bit of sand sort of moving. And you look over and you glance to find about several four-legged creatures sort of gnawing and tearing into another smaller jackal. And you all see this off to the side. Oh boy.
The jackals. Oh.
You see as they're emerging from underneath here, as they're just in the middle of sort of gnawing and just eating the flesh of another jackal, cannibalism or in that of the wildlife. And you see as they look towards the area, they begin to just sort of sniff about. That being said, you see as they emerge, what are you all doing in this brief moment?
Trying to take cover and hiding.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down.
All right, everybody who's hiding, make a
I
stealth
will-
check.
Oh,
I will kick back and start to ritually cast Speak with Animals.
All right.
Please do not eat us, please. We are not healthy.
I am not trying to be around this, so I'm flying up 30 feet. I'm not hiding either. I'm just getting out of reach.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Damn.
Oh shit, my bad. Hang on.
Damn.
Oh wait. Would you look
It's
at
carrying
that?
us.
What the fuck? What is your character? Why do you keep rolling 20s?
I don't know.
Zale,
I'm too
as you begin to
good.
back up, you hear as all of your allies are just sort of stumbling about trying to be stealthy in your eyes and all that stuff. You see as a couple of them tripping immediately just sort of rush to the bushes, and you take to the shadows immediately and begin to hide with a natural 20, and you are now proficient in stealth. The second ability you have learned to be proficient in. You can only learn one more. And you can choose to lose that proficiency and try to change it to another one. You have 4 more sessions, I believe, or this one included.
Yep.
That being said, so Krillin, as you're soaring up, well, that checks out about right. You'll see as a couple or these individuals will begin to look towards you, or look towards almost each and every single one of you, and they're not jackals, they're hyenas. I got that mistaken for some reason. I was thinking of jackal wares or something like that. But hyenas, you will see as they look towards you all. And as that happens, you see as they begin to immediately just yell out and screech. And they will begin to alert multiple individuals. At this point, as you hear them sort of screeching, you see as several more begin to appear. What are you guys all doing in this moment in time? As you see emerging, 3 here. And immediately, 3 here. Go ahead, Animus.
How far am I in the casting Speak with Animals?
Several seconds.
I'm not doing anything because I'm too good at hiding.
And you see
I am
as several
one with
more
the tree.
enter right here, right below. They begin to come and seep underneath from that of the general shaded area, and as they do, they look towards you. What are you doing? They're looking at you, and they seem to be hostile at this moment in time, and they're slowly approaching. Got a couple of seconds.
Quick question, super quick question. The vegetation around us
Yes.
is that like dry, super flammable?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
Can we back away from it?
Yeah, are we 15 feet up, right? Like how far up are we in this cliff?
You are, so the 15 feet is 15 feet down below where these creatures are.
Okay.
I say we run and just light a blaze.
Well, Sirius is kind of
Horrible
like
idea.
quickly grabbing stuff and kind of like chatting to himself. He looks up to the sky and starts like going in some sort of trance, and it's like transmitting something. But before he gets to like a deep of it, he's gonna if need be, I can commune with him. Show that we're not hostile. What we don't need right now is another fight.
I think they look hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Krillin flies up an additional 5 feet when you say that.
They will begin to continue getting closer and closer at this point.
Let's just run and light the bush on fire as we go.
All right.
Anybody disagree?
Let's see that murderous robot come out.
Once again, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Everyone make a perception check.
Advantage. 'Cause I-
Oh man, I'm rolling like poopy.
Oh man, come on.
Oh god.
Oh god, serious with a 17, that's not bad. 16,
Oh my God.
okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. Nephiba and Sirius, you begin to look out and you see something sort of prowling amongst that of the top of this area, almost sort of jumping off or how to explain it, jumping from sort of cliff hold to cliff hold, and you see as they begin to land and emerge, or this individual, they're still above you at this moment in time and they're ahead, but you see this individual from afar. That being said, it seems to be massive in size and almost a similar hyena.
Can I try?
And it is in the
something?
process of jumping down, but it hasn't reached your position at this moment.
I would like to try something. This is a big stretch, but work. I'm gonna use.
Thanks for the raid, Chasing Tails RPG.
Oh, you're muted.
I know, I was shouting out. Sorry about that.
Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna use prestidigitation to
Mhm.
make an illusory image of like just piece of meat on a bone. I'm gonna like throw it in that dune where they are. Like-
Okay. Wait,
like
you're using
there.
prestidigitation or minor illusion?
Prestidigitation. It's
You're looking for minor illusion, buddy.
am I? Cause it says I can make an illusory image. It says
With
like at the
prestidigitation?
bottom. Yeah, it says
What's
on
the
the
point of
bottom.
minor illusion then? Hold on, let me look.
I don't know. Better.
What's the point of minor illusion then?
It says
I'm not
better
magic
up-
trick
I swear to
illusion.
God, it
HD
says it
quality
right
illusion.
there.
Oh, okay. So that can, illusory image or a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand that lasts until the end of your next turn. Okay. All right. Here's what happens if you want to do that. I gotcha. So, conjure that of the spell.
Stretch. I'm sorry.
You conjure that of the spell, and then I'm assuming it's just a chunk of friggin' flesh meat or whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like a steak, I don't know. And as you do so, you try, now keep in mind, oh wait, with prestidigitation, you can move and all that stuff. So you chuck it directly towards or where do you chuck it at? I guess that's a good point.
Like right here.
Okay. As this happens, you see as these individuals are still looking at you, and you see as these guys right here, let's make some Arcana checks for them. Let's see if they are smart enough to tell that with their
Don't be smart.
2
This thing has a
intelligence.
+1, I'm be scared. Okay, thank
A
God.
4.
-4.
They're
you.
animals.
Thank you. I was like, why is it making an Arcana check?
You'll see as it looks over towards it, it's just like, yeah. It begins to immediately just, you watch as they begin to immediately try to pounce onto it, and then one of them pushes the other one off of it and tries to bite, or immediately tries to bite down, however it turns into that of sand. And as they're sort of fighting and tussling over, those two are quote unquote incapacitated and dealing with that for one round. As that is happening, these individuals over here, they already seem to have a bigger meal in sight. That said, last things, or you see as this, or the bigger individual, getting even closer to that of approaching down below. You got probably about 2 rounds until it gets down. Maybe 3 if you're lucky. What are you guys doing? Quick moments.
Am I still? It's only been seconds since I've been trying to cast speed.
It's only been seconds, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
From what you can tell,
Can I-
Should I light it or should I not?
Light
Yeah,
it.
light
If you can actually light it. Yeah.
Oh,
Light it. I ain't got time.
how much?
We ain't
How
got
long
time.
does speak with animals take?
I'm casting as a ritual, so that's an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah,
God.
you gather with your wisdom. You don't have 10 minutes. So, are you lighting it right here, right
Yeah,
now?
we're letting it.
Okay.
Light it up.
I'm gonna light bonfire. Like, actually, how far can I light bonfire? I will light it a bit away so it does not get to us so quickly, so we can get away. However far that is. Ha! Dodge this, you filthy casual.
Okay. So here's what you do. You set the thing on fire. Hold on. I don't know if I have the production, but do we have a fire image? Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. I gotta ask the questions. Let me see.
If
Fire.
you got VTT, I know you got fire templates.
I would hope
I was
so,
busting
but
that shit out all the time.
okay, I have
Phoebe.
flaming sphere. That's the closest I got.
Hey, it worked.
Take it or leave it. All right,
I don't
here
know.
we go.
All right.
I don't know what to do. What do you want from me? That being said,
I can show you how. I can show you how later.
please do. That being said, you immediately set fire to that of the area, and you see begins to light a flame, and you see as all the creatures begin to go wide-eyed, immediately looking towards the bright light. And as they do, you see it's slowly spreading, but it's going to definitely take a lot more time. But it is rapidly going across that of the area. Do I have a thing I can draw with? I do. Haha, production value.
Keep drawing.
At this point, within a couple of seconds, it seems to have spread, and it spreads very, very fast to about this area over here. At this moment, that area is on fire. What are you guys doing?
Running back?
Yeah, running back. That's the key.
Running back. All right.
Imagine.
Wait, before I run back, I'm gonna do another funny thing. I'm so full of it. I have. Hold on. Give me a moment. I have to make sure I'm doing the right one.
Fire's casting, we're running. I was like, let me get my magic trick.
I'm gonna do control flames, and I'm gonna do the bottom effect. I'm gonna make a vague form of a nice, tender, juicy animal in the flames. Because I can do that and control flames.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
god.
I can, yeah, it's the bottom
Oh my
one.
god. That is funny. All right, so here's what happened.
Let me show you guys real quick. Yeah.
Oh,
I have to
man.
actually do a thing. Hold on. Pretend it's there. Yeah.
All right, I see. So that's where you're placing it, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I
how
run.
big is this thing? How big is it? I need to know.
That's a good question. Let me look if it's.
Is it
set.
like? Is it bigger than the giant wildfire on that farmer has caused?
It doesn't say.
Is it bigger than 5 feet? That's a better question.
5 foot cube, so no.
All right, so it looks really nice, but it looks really well done and such. However, the creatures, they're more of sort of worried about the giant thing as a whole. Of like, now there's just fire. They were just chilling, eating, cannibalism as you do, and then they just see fire in their home. That being said, they're not really worried or able to distinguish the fact of like the little intricate details. This moment in time, you'll see
It's appreciated.
You'll see as this creature is able to jump down and you guys are rushing back. You'll see as immediately it breaks off into that of a full sprint after you. At this point, you guys are all fleeing backwards to where you guys came. How far or how long are you guys running for? To backward or back to the structure?
Until safety.
All right, until safety. Well, let's see one thing. Oh no. Okay, I figured as much. So, as you guys are dashing on throughout that of the sands, you see as the creature itself, he is bolting directly towards you, and he is gaining in that of speed. He has about 100 feet of movement, full action, dashing and movement. He is humongous, and he is a hyena. 50
If he's
I don't-
blasting up towards, I'm gonna throw a stone at him.
All
I wanna
right.
help the flames. They're gonna keep casting firebolt on those fucking dry things.
That being said, Theater to the Mind, and also I will change the no combat, but this is just in this moment as you guys are trying to, or this guy is chasing after you. Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna use this one for now.
Time for Mercy is past now. All I want to do is talk
Hey,
to
that's
the hyena
trademarked.
and say like,
We just basically just killed the first biome we came across.
it was like, God damn it! I just wanted to talk and say like, hey, do you know where the water is, or a 7-Eleven or something? Trying to give you iced tea.
With the scavenging hyenas.
Oh man.
They were friendly enough.
That's literally like befriending a mimic again. Like that's
You
exactly the type of stuff.
Oh
Probably made them
man.
grumpy with you trembling. They're probably having a nice nap, you know?
So at this point, I will say we've entered that of a skill challenge because you guys are level 1 against this thing, and this thing is definitely a significant threat. All right, this is for you guys to basically flee from that of the hyena. Granted, we don't have a general sand map, so we'll just use this one for the time being. All right, so as you guys are dashing forth, and this thing is rapidly keeping pace, you guys need several skill checks to be successful to escape from that of this creature. That said, who is doing what, and how are you trying to or flee away from this creature? Casting any spells or using any skills? What you doing? What you doing?
Who wants to go first?
Uh,
I'll go first. All right, I'm casting magic stone on a handful of rocks.
Okay.
Once again, I'll grab one, and I'm gonna chuck it, but not at the creature, but on the ground before, like where it's heading off. And I'm gonna make a sudden smoke screen to like make it lose sight of us for a second, or for how long we can't get it.
All right. I'll say this: make an Arcana check or make an Arcana check for me. Ooh, that was almost a 20. That being said, a 13. All right. That said, as you begin to immediately use that of the rocks to sort of kick up that of the dirt and the sand, you see as this beginning to immediately charge forth, snarling with that of almost this red in its eyes as it's getting closer and closer towards you. However, the sand begins to blind it immediately as it begins to sort of snarl about and just immediately sort of almost sneeze for a brief moment and continue forth. That is one success as you see it begins to slowly but surely begin to backtrack a little bit, getting a little bit of distance between it. That being said, one success. Who is next on what they're trying to do?
I have a question. Are we still near the dry stuff, or are we gone
This is
from
you
there?
guys fled away from this area, so you guys are in the sands at the moment.
Okay, never mind. No more forest fires, I guess.
No more
Make
no more
glass.
forest fires. However, I can still lay down a bonfire sort of like as a countermeasure as we run, basically once an action.
I support him with guidance.
Yeah, right, so here's what this looks like. This is like some Scooby-Doo type stuff as you guys are
Just-
running away from the monster. So here's what it looks like. You guys are sprinting. You're sprinting. Ilva, you immediately are sort of like looking towards Farmer, conjuring that of the spell, slapping him on the back as he's conjuring his spell, turning around and shooting out create bonfire. Was the spell?
It's create bonfire, but obviously I'm doing it. I'm farmer. I haven't switched over to my murderous state, but
Yeah.
I am using my flamethrower to just, create
Yeah.
5-foot areas of campfire. It is concentration, but I can do one action a turn, right?
Uh-huh.
So every turn I'm just like run, or unless, oh man, that's gonna take away from dashing, isn't it?
It would. So you're gonna be a little bit slower and closer to the creature trying to make this distraction, but it better be a damn good one. So DC will be high, but you can try.
I'm not a flesh creature, so I guess I'm a little less concerned.
All
He's
right.
not a flesh walker.
Oh, can I actually change it? Actually, can I use the to help? Still helping him, of course.
Yeah.
But Thermataji, I can make the flames brighter that's coming out of his flamethrower.
Ooh, okay. So you guys have to sort of fall back a little bit, and you guys would all see your allies falling back in that of Ilva and Farmer. And as you're combining both your tactics, all right, I need one of you. You already made an Arcana check. Let's see what you got here. Ooh. You can use you can make another Arcana check, but if you want to, but the DC will be raised a little bit, and you will have advantage because Ilva is helping you. You still want to do it, Farmer?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Arcana check with advantage.
Please, God.
DC's a little higher.
Arcana
from
check.
last time.
Ooh, plus 6, huh? Let's do this.
Plus 6, maybe. 7. One more time, because advantage. Helping out.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Makes the dream work.
Why? Why? All right. Well, I have 3 inspiration points. I wonder how much higher I should push this.
Your choice. Your choice.
2?
I mean,
I will use 2 inspiration points to push it up to 15.
You've learned, Matt. You've learned in my games. Always increments of 5. That being said, okay, so here's what happens. Good thing I had this freaking prepared. This is some real Scooby-Doo type stuff, let me tell you. So here's what happens. You are sort of conjuring that of the spell, and as you're using your inspiration points, you just see a tiny sort of orb with 2 fins begins to appear and immediately sort of emerges out of the blue, almost emerging from that of the sands itself. And you see these individuals. You said 2 inspiration points. All right. You will see as they begin to immediately swarm over and just immediately go over and hug the hyena and explode out in more fire and flames. As they do, you see as everybody's like, what the fuck? Especially even that the hyena, he is like almost frightened from just these 2 spears charging towards him. And as he does, he's like, and that is another success. You have made a little bit more distance, but I'm just gonna drag him a little bit here so everybody can see him. He's further back, I swear. He's further back. But that being said, that is one more success. You guys need another one. Who is doing what?
So,
I mean,
just to be clear, Krillin is not helping y'all. He is monks flying his ass up out of there. So. I love y'all, but
He's gonna suggest the carpet bomb again.
Hold on, Max,
better
what's
call
up?
me.
I know what I'm.
Krillin! I have rocks in my hands.
Hold on, let Max speak. What's up?
Remember how I have telepathy?
Oh no.
Oh yes. I'm gonna go into its mind and I'm gonna just speak a bunch of spooky words in Infernal. You know, scare it.
What exactly do you say?
Fuck off.
All right, I will tell you what. Make an intimidation check as you tell as you go into that of its creature's mind, and as that happens, oh boy. Well, we'll get to that in a moment, but you guys all see as Zale's eyes begin to shine out a bright red and that of a bright gold as he begins to immediately put 2 fingers towards that of his head and speak towards the creature. Make an intimidation check for me, Zale.
I don't want to be that guy. God damn it. Okay, this is a stretch again.
Okay.
That. I have the actor feat, and I get advantage on those kind of checks if I'm passing off as a different kind of person.
Okay.
I don't know if that would count or not. I was just throwing it out there in case.
Not really, because
Okay,
regardless,
yep,
telling it
that's
to
fair.
fuck off doesn't really mean anything to it. It just makes it even more angry.
Infernal. It's scarier.
It's a stretch and a half.
Just
I know,
Google a
I'm
horror
sorry.
book and then just read like the first passage.
If you say, if you can role play this out, I'll give you the advantage of what Infernal sounds like. If not, it's just a straight
What
roll.
Infernal sound? I
Speak
don't
devil
know.
tongue.
I'll just roll it normally. I can't think of anything. I'm sorry.
You got it. That being said, make an intimidation check.
That's a 14.
All right, 14. Is that the final thing?
I don't have inspiration. I don't have inspiration. Who
I'll
wants
give you
to
mine.
donate to the
I'll give you
cause?
mine. Here you go.
All
There
right,
you go.
that from Nephiba giving an inspiration point for 15. Nephiba, is that all you're giving?
Yes.
All right, 15. Here's what you hear in your mind, Zale. You hear this. It could use a little bit of work, but I mean, for you, why not? And as that happens, you see as the creature begins to just sort of immediately just sort of writhe around and begins to sort of hold its head and just almost place its paw or head into that of the sand, just sort of or almost with this sort of weird, sort of crazy pain into it. You see as its almost veins are bulging and its eyes are sort of going a complete black. And as that is happening, you guys are eventually able to create enough distance from that of the creature and continue forth and that of the sands. That is a success, my friends. Oh my god.
Thank you,
Back to square one.
Thank you, Uncle.
As you begin to hear him speak in your head. My god. Alright. So, that being said, eventually, you guys are sprinting off. Oh boy, hold on one second. Do I have, give me one moment, please. I gotta go get something for you guys.
I need to work on my intimidation. I'll let you know right now. I'm overthinking shit.
Yeah, alright, we'll do that. Okay, give me one more minute. Let me go pull this over here. Bop and bop. This is the one, right? Yep. It's not the right lighting, but that's fine. And I need to...
Coast?
Hmm?
Coast seems good.
Coast.
Second water source it is. Coast.
I like beaches. You know, I haven't been one in a while.
Wait, do you guys just backtrack and turn around completely?
Well, we can't
Why
go
would
that
we go
way.
back
Or
there?
actually, Sirius would suggest. Fuck it. Did we just take a short rest throughout the ruins that we started in?
I like that too.
It seems the sun
And
does
won't
not
the
really begin to
zombies
set,
come
so
back?
we won't have to worry about time.
I guess my question is, that wasn't the Oasis.
No. No.
Clearly wasn't. That was
That was
just
on the
the
way.
I want you guys to know this is like you guys traveling for 20 minutes, maybe 30 if you really want to get technical with it. You run into that. Oh god, no, run away!
We have no spell slots, man.
I had no time to cast.
No, I'm messing with you. But yeah, so are you okay? So I need to know. So are you just going throughout? I need to know the direction. Are you going through out of the sands, or are you going to back to the general structure? Because Sirius, you've marked this down, so you know exactly where to go.
I would suggest going back to the structure, knowing that it's a more familiar ground, and we have elevated spaces and no faulty structures under us. We can just use that for a short moment of rest, gather our breath, and regain any sort of energy that we have, that we need.
I'm gonna vote for the opposite and just suggest the beach because of what the voice mentioned.
I suggest going to the beach immediately.
When you put it like that.
Again, it is more traveling that way, but we still just need we're not gonna rest for like the entire day, just enough to gather more energy. Some of us are still.
I mean, we
in
just
the battles
we just
before.
ran, or we were just there for 30 minutes for our path ride. So, I mean, and we didn't lose anything. I think it was just cantrips, right? So,
So a lot of us are kind of almost dead.
Horrible. Yeah, we're
Points to
almost dead.
the bird with 1 HP.
I wonder who could have done that.
Krillin, keep in mind, are you how far are you flying up? By the way, how far did you fly up when you were doing that whole thing?
I initially went up 30, then additional 5 feet, so just 35 feet high at
Okay.
the moment. And then I started zooming 50 feet, my full speed when the group started booking it, so 35 feet high.
Okay, easy enough. That being said, do you eventually like return back to the party, or are you just still flying like above them, UAV style?
Yeah, I'm not liking the ground at the moment right now, so I'm still just gonna maintain my 35 high until we either get back to the structure or get to a more safer location, but I'm in the air.
Alrighty. That said, so now the question. So are you guys going back to the? Are you just traveling that of the sands, or are you traveling that of back to that of the structure?
Shorter if we
My vote
went
is
to the
structure.
structure and then to the beach, because we already know the direction. You know. You know what I mean? Because then we have the likelihood of running into something else horrible, scary, and probably kill us. Because look at us, we're all almost dead, except for like 2.
Alright,
Ahem,
let's go to
chat,
the structure
help
then.
potions.
Alrighty. If that is the case, well, hold on. So, are you all going to the structure? Good. I'll take
Yeah.
silence as good. All right.
This already is reminding me a little bit of Serpent's Call.
Oh my God, it is. I want to go
Except
there.
nobody
No,
lost
we're
an
going
arm.
there. No, we're going
I
there.
made my
No, go
claim,
there.
so I mean it's.
Oh my God. Nah, it's the whole. Well, hey, no one lost an arm from that, so hey, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty
Not
good.
yet.
Not yet.
I mean, we already have someone who has a prosthetic, so.
So, a point of note, you guys eventually return back to that of the structure, and as you are, the map is now active. You may do as you wish. What would you like to do?
So
I
don't.
think I lost myself.
We go
I
to
seem
the
to have
beach
no
now, or are we
character.
resting?
Just for a moment. Maybe give Krillin some time to heal himself.
No, I like rest. It's nice. It's nice.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to.
stay in the outskirts here. I don't trust that device, and I'm just gonna like stand watch kind of thing as best I can, and just holding an action.
You got it. What are you holding your action for? And what are you trying to do?
Just Sacred Flame. If I see one of those zombie turds come out.
You got it.
I'm gonna go in the center. I'm gonna float up 10 feet. I'm gonna like put the back of my hands on my knees and fold my legs up Indian style and breathe and take my short rest like that.
All right. Don't press the button yet, but that is what you're
All
doing.
right.
Oh,
Alright.
I got nervous. I was like, wait, what button? What button?
God damn it.
I have no token on the field right now.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna.
Right here?
Somebody says
Yeah.
something.
I can't see myself.
Can't see yourself. Hold on, I'm gonna just delete you and bring you back.
Oh no, Animus died.
Hold on, let me deal
Oh,
with this.
Busted
first.
Alice.
Alright, how about now?
I'm also going to cast Vigilant Blessing
Yeah,
on
I
myself,
see.
by the way.
Okay. Alright, so real quick, hold on one at a time. Point of order, so Sirius, you're doing that. Farmer, what were you doing again?
Oh, as soon as I reach the actual stone, I make a sound like a sigh, and I say, "Good heavens, the sand is not best for my servos."
Oof.
Do you have shoes?
He does have shoes. He has shoes.
Oh no,
But,
Zale
but
was just looking because he can't tell. He has never seen this thing before. Is that a part of you? Those like soda, and I don't know. How do you? It's like making several questionable like hand movements. What?
He looks down and he's like, "I agree. It is quite ceremonious for me to be wearing clothing, but I find that it is something that allows me to fit in better with the group.
No, I was.
Unless you
No.
are not satisfied with me
No,
wearing clothing."
No. I don't know how. You're the first. It's like looking at it. Metal man I've met before.
The term you are looking for is Warforged. I was originally manufactured for warfare, but was decommissioned.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to keep that real quick. I'm gonna take that. Don't worry. You see, he's like visibly remembering the term Warforged.
Sirius kind of takes a step. Well, that explains a few things at least.
He looks over to you and he kind of tilts his head to the side and says, "How do you mean?"
Your murderous tendencies when inflicted with damage or some sort of form of combat. You become more hostile in some form.
Well, I wouldn't consider that too different from any other creature that is attacked. But alas, I don't quite remember much of the time after someone strikes me, which is strange.
Call that a flight or fight tendency. Friends, I say we gather around and take stock of whatever items or capabilities we have. Seem to be heading in more blind, and we can maybe concoct more forms of strategy.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, Phoebe,
Yeah.
we would like to at least inquire to what your capabilities are.
My capabilities, by which you mean?
Your own set of skills, maybe any arcane means. Are you able to cast magic and like cast your cat to make a puff of wind as such?
I should be able to. Though not at the moment. I feel like I'm missing quite a few things that are necessary for my type of magic. I can do this, and I do a small poison spray away from them, make a small poison cloud appear like poof.
As you do.
So you can make green casts appear out of your palm?
Yes, that is exactly what that is, but I would suggest you do not touch it.
Oh, don't worry. I don't like the smell.
Is there anything else anyone would like to bring to the table?
Oh,
Something more
yeah.
helpful?
I can do this. He's gonna, Mr. Sirius, you suddenly hear, like, Azale's voice, but it's all echoey and stuff, and I don't have voice mod, so, you just see, hello, I can do this. And it's in your head, only you can hear it.
That's one with the ability.
Hey, just
Tom,
do
is there anything else you would have to
here,
bring
really
to the
show off,
table?
man. Just do a flip or something. I don't know.
I would love to do a flip. I'll do that later.
No, just do it right now. You look real cool. Do it.
Yeah. He's gonna do a flip.
And Sirius is gonna stare at him like, why did you? Was that also your new
That was
Yes,
capability?
that is the thing I can do. You gotta.
You get
look
one
cool.
style point, Max.
I do
You
like
got
that.
you got to have flair in fights. You know.
It's
You
very
can't just
impressive.
look boring. You'll look like anyone else. You gotta look stylish.
I'm gonna stop meditating for a second just to note that comment, and then I'll close my eyes again.
Oh no, I'm bringing bad habits towards the monk.
Looking over to the distance. Yoba, is there anything we'd like to share?
Let me. Where is she?
Just over here.
Is that a no?
What? No, that was in character.
No.
It's like, she's not in the circle. She's not in the friendship circle.
You see Azilva just sort of stands there, ever vigilant, just on the lookout.
In the meantime, since Yilva is over there, perhaps you can share, Sirius. What do you bring, as you say, to the table?
I have a sense it's attunement to the natural world around us. At the moment, this is not really my element, as some people would say, but he'll cast more Druidcraft to make just a swirl above of the elements: air, wind, and fire. And I'm mostly not leaning towards more the violence capabilities that you would see in the wilds, but more of the healing salves and more diplomatic of sorts. As of right now, I am currently exhausted from these abilities, but I say the strongest thing as form of defense I have is the current dagger of ice that I created back in the caves.
Krillin will once again open his eyes and take note of that and close them again.
And Sirius kind of embarrassedly puts his head down after this last display of ice knife. Yes. If we do not want to come into contact with any more dangers, or at least be more prepared, is there any form of collaborations that you feel that we can share?
Yeah. Actually, I do have prestidigitation. I kind of forgot about that. I
What is
can
this?
actually do something.
What is this prestidigitation you speak of?
Oh,
Oh,
you know, well,
Oh,
I can do the same thing you just did. I do a little whoosh.
Just
Oh.
Avatar.
Or with prestidigitation, you can do something more cool. You'll see as he just prepares a stance, and you just see a shower of sparks behind him.
Okay, do note, DM, we were doing this all in the middle of a short rest.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. It was like, are we trying to press for time, or just making small talk?
So what are you guys
Oh.
doing to take your short rest? Not fucking with you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I say maybe at the end of it, we can. I would kind of speed up the process here. We're going to conclude that
I
we're
mean-
going to try the beach this time.
The thing is, do what you want to do. We ain't pressed for time, my friends. This is a long
Oh
ass
no, I'm
campaign.
talking to the group at this point. We're
Yeah.
instead of maybe going to the oasis where we're gonna have to fight fucking deadly hyenas. Maybe we can try for the beach and probably fight crabs or something, and maybe get a meal out of it.
Crap! What? You're saying we couldn't eat the hyenas?
We could have, but we were not prepared for such things.
Oh yeah, true. I like crab.
Maybe more of a scouting party can maybe take the reins and relay information as boats so we can prepare for any contact. Seeing as you are actually quite capable in hiding in the shadows there, Zeno.
It's nothing.
You think such tasks can be up your alley?
Somewhat. Scouting?
With you and krillin being able to take the skies.
But why aren't we
Might-
staying together? That sounds,
Not,
you know...
not splitting the party. We're like,
No,
just,
no,
you know, you take a few feet,
Okay.
see if it's cool.
Split
Oh,
the party,
okay.
bunga?
I get it now.
Not to be in the party.
Split the party,
Thank
unga,
God,
bunga?
I was about to say, we're really gonna split
We're-
the party at level
We're
1
in the
animus,
desert.
really?
It's not gonna be cool anymore. I'm just gonna say that. Put that
Well,
out real quick.
We can just wait for nighttime and then we'll freeze, you know.
Oh,
it's
that's
fine.
fair. Yeah.
But I kind of pointed out that the sun did not go down
Did it go down at all?
at all.
Did it go down at all in this time frame?
The sun?
No.
Yes.
Nope. Same where you left it.
Like, literally the same exact position.
Same exact
It's
position.
high noon.
Drop!
Oh man.
I wanna die.
I want to go to the
I
beach.
should have wrote
Ready for the
Messiah
beach?
into the lore, so anytime someone says it's high noon, he just appears and shoots them or something. I don't fucking know.
It's
Fuck
the
my heart.
mysterious, it's
That'd
the
have been
mysterious
funny.
stranger from Fallout 4.
Forgot. Okay, maybe yeah. If we're finished with the short rest,
Well, real quick, I want to make sure
Get
everybody
that.
got their things done. So you guys were having that conversation. Ilver, were you doing anything during your short rest, or were you just staying ever vigilant?
Yeah, just keep on the lookout. Doesn't trust the place since the last time it happened. Maybe she was briefly contemplating why she feels a little less, but not as much as trying to stay focused on watching the entry points here.
Make a perception check for me real quick. Uh, 18. So you see very, very, very far in the distance, but just a sort of moving figure. Keep in mind, this is like hundreds of miles out, but it is massive in size and it seems to be moving. And you see that of what seems to be a massive sort of serpent off in the distance, and you see as it's just almost looping and arching and then embedding itself further into that of the ground below. And as it happens, you see as it's almost going up and down out of this, or out of the sand, out of the sort of earth itself. And you see as it begins to stop for a brief moment and look out towards that of the sky. And you just hear off in the distance, all of you actually hear, but
Forgot about those.
Not
About
here.
what?
you see as it
I didn't
begins to
hear
continue.
anything. Damn it.
Granted, it seems to be closer towards that of the giant tree, like off in that area, like that
Also
direction.
north.
Yeah.
Yay, the world serpent's twin brother is here.
Oh fuck no.
Zenzar.
Zinzar. Ah, yes. Zinzar the Zealous.
It's the Terra snake.
So we don't
But,
go that way.
Well, keep in mind, only Ilva sees that. Everybody hears it,
Oh.
but Ilva is the only one that actually sees it.
I can hear it. You can probably hear which direction it came from, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of like, yeah, you can hear a direction, but you don't have like a specific direction. It just seems to echo and emulate like that way, that quadrant, like what anywhere over here that you are not in. Probably not from the beach, but now you would have sort of pinpoint a general. It's over
Hey,
there
one
at the
for the
moment.
beach.
Woo,
One point
let's
for
go
the
to the beach.
Beach episode already, guys.
Okay, I will seriously kind of ask Phoebe if what exactly do you need for you to be able to have more, be able to use your full capabilities.
Some quite specific materials for some of the spells that I use. There are things that I can just do on command. I also have a small dagger.
She's got a knife!
Let me see what you have. A knife. No.
No!
Okay, so at least you're able to defend yourself.
Oh, by the way,
Or
Yes.
you guys.
I banged my foot
because you're
again.
looking at stuff that you guys have, Nafiba, you see the knife that you have has blood on it.
Oh! Hide it behind my back.
Is there something you would like to share with us?
What do you mean?
Maybe
Your dagger doesn't
you-
have blood on it? Weird.
It's a dagger.
It's just
it has,
jammed.
it has blood on it.
It seems you put some mileage on that thing.
Yeah, it's no, actually, yeah, I think it comes off quite easily as well. So you know, just I spit, rub the blood
Just
off.
clean it off.
That's
just
why
spit
you have
shine.
precipitation.
You have
And then I precipitation my hand.
So here's
No,
what
but not
happens.
in hand.
So you clean the blade off with your hand, trying to make
Yeah.
trying not to cut yourself on it. Yeah, okay. And then you're like, oh wait, this is a stupid idea. And then you press the digitation to clean it off, and now there's just blood on your hand still. And it's like, ah, shit.
And then I realize my clothes are white, and now there's a little bit of blood on my white clothes as well.
And your spell to clean that off as well.
It can.
She doesn't do it. All right, fine. Are we at the end of the short rest already?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whenever you guys are ready, if you want to continue, I mean, by all means, go for it. But yeah, it's whenever you
Yeah.
guys are ready.
I'm ready when you guys are.
We got the short rest. Let me check
Okay.
because I don't
So,
get anything at this. Yeah.
As it
some
goes
stuff.
uneventful, you can at least hit the short rest button on your character sheet. For those of you who don't know, all you do is you double click on your token, look towards the top left, like kind of where your character art is, and then hit short rest. Also, if you want to use hit dice to heal up, make sure to hit the button to do so, and all that goodness.
Come on, I
My
need a
health is
3
at
and above. I need a 3 and above.
10 right now. I believe it was still at 8, so I'm gonna just change that. I'm not using the hit dice though.
Gotcha.
What
it
happens
doesn't
if
matter
use
what you
hit
do, it's gonna
dice?
pretty
Does
much
anything
always
bad
hit.
happen? I never done short rest.
You only have a certain amount of hit dice equal to your level. And yeah, and you can expend as many as you have. You get
Nothing
those
negative's
back
gonna
on
happen,
a
right?
long rest, though.
If I use them, nothing bad happens, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure, because, like I said, I never short rested, surprisingly, in my career so far.
You're good. You're good.
Okay,
So I guess when we're finished with this,
Ooh, I get all my health back, yay! And I
Alright.
rest.
Boom.
And I'm gonna use the bathroom. So let me. I have a bag, so maybe it'll cover it up. Let me know if it works.
God.
Okay,
You got that. You got it.
my camera's gonna fall, so I. Oh
You
dear.
just hear a smacking sound. Alright. But for
You
the
know
rest
what?
of you,
Yeah,
while that
it
is
worked.
happening.
It worked, so I'll be right back.
Okay. But meanwhile, while that is all happening, what about the rest of you? What are you doing?
I'm going to power. Well, the thing is that I can power down, but when I power down, I can still see and hear things. I just am inert for the duration, and I'm not going to roll. I'm gonna keep my 7 of 11 hit points.
You got it.
Sick.
And as that happens, you see as Farmer begins to just sort of look down in the ground, is not sort of unmoving, just almost completely still. Oh, because I need to know for my sake, because it's funny. Does the hat sort of go over your head while you're sort of like looking down?
Absolutely.
I love it. Alright. So that's happening over there. Krillin, what are you doing? Are you still meditating at the moment?
After I'm done resting, I'm gonna start a air kata. So you'll see me performing the one of the more basic first katas I learned. Just simple highs and lows and just slight dodges. Very graceful, smooth.
As you do, you begin to perform that of the, or the first one of basic forms, performing almost as synchronized kicks and punches and strikes, from that of knees to even that of elbows, eventually all performing this and that of the air. And as you do, you eventually come back to a state of rest. You begin to continue and continue. But as that is happening, anybody else before you guys continue off?
I've seen blood.
I'm looking over towards Yoda, and she's kind of just been standing out there for almost like an hour. I'm kind of worried.
Is she dead? Is she dead? She's been staring there for like an hour.
Ilva!
It's like a cat, you know? It's just staring. They're not even moving. I don't think they're blinking.
Well, they have a thing up across their face, so
I mean,
you won't be able to
yeah,
tell anyways.
Yeah. You're 60 feet away from me, dude.
It's for the joke.
Ilva.
Oh.
Are we ready to move?
I suppose we are. Is there a reason you're standing by yourself?
Just keeping watch while you guys... And she'll just mutter to herself, waste time.
Well, if you see it that way, let's just go.
All right.
And
Which way
everyone
is the
rested?
beach again?
Yeah, which way?
Beach is, I believe, yep, this direction.
All right, going south.
Hello? Oh, shh.
Wait, what?
I thought you said the beach was northeast.
No. You're thinking of the oasis.
Yeah, that's where-
that's where you guys were
and
headed.
the tree's north. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So the tree is just, in general, the tree is northeast, kind of the same direction of the oasis. So I guess point of reference, from what Krillin saw, the closest thing you would have got to is the oasis, then the giant wall, or cliff that Krillin mentioned. That is also a part of the oasis, and then past that is the general mainland and a whole bunch more, and then further past that is the giant tree. So there you go.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right. So as you wait, Hold up, we're missing somebody. All right, I'm assuming Phoebe is also coming down here, or are you doing something else?
She stares at the desert that goes to the north.
Oh. Also,
oh God,
wait,
we have
hold on.
another cat.
God dang it.
Calm down. You almost got it.
Wait. How do I word this without? How do I word this?
You don't die.
Fuck. How do I? Okay, here I'ma just I'm a DM you, Animus. Answer this question for me.
Ah, shit, nut.
Oh no, question.
Secrets.
Crits of the sea.
Let's not trust you with this one.
The secret to eternal life
All right.
is.
Answer that for me. You can answer it in voice or not. It doesn't matter.
Sure, why not?
Okay. So, go through that sort of motion again, real quick.
Okay, double checking with everyone else. So we're having most of our things here. I seem to have my, pulls out a large staff that spontaneously comes out of his back. I have this, and my water skin and tools that help us track down our location. Is there anything else we have on us that could be useful for the trip?
I slowly pull out my dagger.
Not the dagger again. It's clean now.
It's clean. Yeah, it is clean.
Zale slowly pulls out his dagger.
Why all got knives all of a sudden?
Hey,
Man, y'all violent.
Hey, Zale.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
Yeah.
Amigo.
Yeah.
Compadre.
Yeah.
I'm scared for you.
Oh boy.
Jealousy.
You look down, and as you're just sort of pulling out a dagger, and you see a tag residing in your pocket.
I didn't pay for it. Dang.
You find a tag that has a picture of an individual sitting cross-legged. It seems to be no like significant sort of facial features or anything like that. It seems to be a symbol of the sorts. But also on this same sort of tag or piece of paper, from what you can tell, you also see a word, a name, or a phrase, but it says Yasuda. And I will pronounce that and spell that for you in just one moment. Boom. It reads this.
Damn, I really didn't pay for my outfit. It was too expensive.
How dare you, you shoplifter.
Oh man.
Where is it? Oh, it's probably there. Hold on.
It seems
Oh,
to
it's
be
there.
just like a what's the modern equivalent to it? Yeah, we'll just keep it as a tag for now.
I didn't. So it's like a small little piece of paper, basically?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take it up and like bring it close to his eyes. Specifically the red one.
Let the shining gun take a look.
Alright. You examine it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture.
And indeed is. I don't. Who? He's like saying this as in mind. Who? What? Yasuda? I paid for this, I swear. Puts it in his
What is that,
pocket.
Alright. Alright. Is that what you guys are doing? So Zale takes out their stuff, Phoebe takes out their stuff, and Sue shows off a quarter staff. You guys continue forth? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna show off the fact that I have a sickle. I also have alchemist tools and tinker's tools.
Again, for the most part, seems everything is in order, besides majority of your things being missing, Farmer.
I mean, those are the three things I have, and the rest is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed them all.
With the
You
shield
see me.
attached to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just turn to the party, and I don't need much. All that I need enhances my own survival, and I'll pull out a water skin, put that back, and kind of a small inner roll pouch of woodcarver's tools, put that back, and then just off of one little finger, talon rather. I'll show off a set of manacles. Put that back.
Ilva will just kind of like shrug with like the shield attached to her left hand, or left arm, sorry, and just say, "What you see is what you get. Unfortunately, I have no weapon at the moment."
Oh. Tragic.
Most time, we're not really looking for a fight. If one comes to us, then we'll defend ourselves if needed, but our first priority should be survival. And off to the beach.
Off to the
Just
beach.
writing down more questions to be asked, like they're in a campfire now.
So.
Oh. Wait, I have a question. The
Yep.
tat, was it attached to the dagger or was it just in my pocket?
It was just in your pocket.
Okay, just making sure.
You stole the dagger too, dude.
You just shut up!
Got a price tag at 24 gold plus tax.
It all works out. I ran away and got
What store did you
kidnapped.
get it from?
Huh?
What store did you get it from?
Medieval Gap.
Ye old Macy's, obviously.
Old Macy's, Jesus Christ.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, who's leading the charge with this one? My god.
I'll go this time. Or Krillin, you want to go? Or actually, yeah, I kind of suggested before if Zale and Krillin want to kind of scout ahead for a bit.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have full health.
Alright,
That's probably gonna change soon.
so that being said, you guys can either choose one person to get advantage on their survival check, or you guys can both roll separately. Your choice.
Mr. Krillin, what do you have on your survival?
I'm a proficient +5.
How you do it then? I'll give him advantage, because I have a
got it.
+0. You got
You rolled
Nice.
disadvantage. Hold on, you rolled disadvantage, so we're gonna take that nat 20 for a total of 25!
Woo!
Oh, you see what happened was control is right next to shift.
He wanted to give the game a
But then
chance.
the thing is, like, you were still on roll 20 brain because shift doesn't give advantage. It's actually alt. Boom.
Oh man.
All right. Jokes aside, with a 25, you guys are immediately able to, or especially you, Sirius, you're able to mark this place down and is easily enough able to get a general idea of your surroundings. But with 25, you guys are actually able to find something of note. You guys spot forth, and after about an hour's worth of travel, you begin to see as there is a set of ruins not too far from here. That being said, eventually, not really having much of a choice, but you look around and you see as there is a smaller sort of miniature kind of mountain range, but not really. It's kind of made of much of sort of sand and like that of sandstone and other sort of rocky sort of mesas. But that being said, do you guys approach or do you guys continue forth?
So it's kind of like a sandstone, like dune type stuff, like where you can
So
enter, like underneath.
Let's look over here one moment. So it seems to be a little pathway that seems to go in between that of two sort of like kind of
My bad.
kind of like smaller structures, not necessarily like a building, but it seems like if it was a building, it seems to be inside of that of the actual rocky structure of the kind of mesa or just general rocks itself. You do also see, because you got a 25, a couple of statues and something, or a couple of bit of greens and blues and yellows often or inside it.
Hey, series.
Yes, Silva.
Not you, Siri. Phone. Shut up. Phone. Phone.
I did it!
Dang.
You fucking
Alright.
troll.
I need that clip.
Someone clip that, please. I beg of you. Please. Also, take your freaking inspiration point, you shitter. It is not DM's inspiration, it's just an inspiration point. God damn it.
Can you jot that down on your on your notes there when we maybe come back to the spot after we've checked out the beach.
I'm sorry, you repeat that one more time? I kind of cut off there.
Can you document this location so we can come back to it after we check out the beach?
One step ahead of you. I've already taken note of this. That's quite interesting indeed. And DM, is this like off? Is this like a straight like due southeast? Is this like off the way or like on the way?
The thing is, you could go around it. It's easy enough to do, but it's like directly in, like, it's in front of you. At the moment, you are heading directly towards it, just in general, from heading towards the beach. Now, you couldn't just go around it because, you know, it's a freaking ocean, right? Multiple ways to get to the ocean, right? And that sort of thing. But this is just the initial thing that's directly in front of you.
Is it enclosed, by the way, then?
Yeah, it is enclosed.
Oh, so it provide shelter,
I guess.
from the heat, from the sunlight.
I mean, you got to get a little bit closer, but I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. You got to get a little bit closer, though, to sort of be able to gauge, like, how fit is this place for survival, you know?
How far away are we from this sandstone mesa thing?
Not too far. It's only like about 300 feet.
300 feet?
Not like a, you know, not too long of a walk.
Is krillin still flying in the air, or?
Oh yeah, I'm not on the ground.
Can I try and use the sun to get his attention, or yeah, with my shield and like reflect it into his eyes or something, to kind of like get his attention that way?
Don't do that.
You're gonna cause him to crash.
Well, no, just like, you know, just like, cause if he's up in the air, I don't want to like yell and, you know, trigger anything else.
Make a, oh boy. I don't know, make a survival or intelligence check or something, I don't know, I guess, yeah. DC's not really that hard. 8, yeah, you had to roll a 5. Yeah, you're able to do so. It takes you a little bit of time. You're sort of like angling your shield towards to reflect off the sun, and they're trying to calculate the math to sort of calculate the angle to get it into that of his eyes or get his attention. After a little bit of struggling, you're able to do so, and eventually, krillin, you look over and you just see occasionally like something shining below you. And you look down and it seems to be Ilva.
I take that as a signal of distress, and I will dive bomb the 35 feet towards.
Goddamn dive bombs.
You see as immediately the sand begins to kick up, as I assume you always like land in superhero 3-point stance, right?
All the time, every time.
All the time, every time. As it happens, you guys are free to do as you do.
krillin, can you, so when we get closer to this landmark up ahead, can you see a rough idea how far away from that location to the beach is, if you can go that high anyway?
You'll see for the first time ever, krillin has a pause. I'll attempt again, but traveling high, and I'll look up to the sky again. There's some effect there that doesn't agree with either myself or anything.
Then go as high as you can without distress to yourself.
This is fair. And then you'll just see me flap, and I'll start flying again.
All right. As you begin to flap, how far are you going, buddy?
Right now, I'll just go up to 50 feet high.
50 feet? All right. Good to know. So as you're sort of flapping about, continuing, you do see as your feathers are slowly beginning to dissipate. Or not dissipate, but they are beginning to sort of slowly come off. And as this is happening, make a quick perception check as you just sort of see this off to the side.
All right.
22. Looking at the structure, it doesn't seem to be too far off the beach. Granted, it seems to be the beach is like about an hour, maybe 2 hours away. You guys still got a little decent bit, but this definitely seems to be it seems to be at least on the way. You could probably, from what you can tell in the general structure of it, you could probably cut through it if you wanted to.
Alright, I'm dive Just dive bombing again because why else? I mean, it's on sand, so
Ah, my eyes!
I'll take care of that next time. And I'll go back up to Yova. Say, the structures within the path. We may go through it along the way to our destination. From afar, it didn't look occupied, but around here, things are not what they seem.
True. And were you able to see the beach past this foundation?
Yes. DM, yes. Right.
Yes.
All right. And Krillin says with conviction now, yes.
Ilva will turn her head to Sirius and the rest of the gang.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you speak clearer?
I couldn't find what you were looking for.
Oh man.
But I have alternatives.
Do we want to go through it for a potential see if we can scout out a safe zone and continue forth, or do we go around it?
Any potential sanctuary would be nice. Maybe we can head for the outskirts and hopefully not avoid any more wildlife.
Yeah, I think we should do a more of a stealthier approach going forward.
Yes.
I'll lie that to the others. Seeing Krillin each time he goes up to the sky and comes back with less and less feathers, I kind of look over towards him and says, "Is the heat getting to you, or some sorts? You seem to keep suffering a loss of plumage."
I think
Yeah,
he's
you-
flying right now.
Oh shit!
Are
he's
you
in the
flying,
sky.
or are you on the ground?
No, I dropped down. I'm just 5 feet above. I don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
walk in the sand because fuck that sand. I'll turn. I've trained in high altitude and cold areas and purposely heated areas, and this is the first of this effect. There is something strange here. And I'll look at him and say, this is not natural.
Almost like a lot of things in this place. I would suggest maybe, unfortunate for your discomfort, we will stick to the grounds. We did not want you to suffer any falling from the sky.
Just shake my head, no. Cannot accept that.
As you wish. Let us move on.
So, if that is the case, where are you guys headed? Are you headed to the beach, or are you headed to the these sort of ruins?
I think we're going through the ruins.
Gotcha,
If
gotcha.
it's in the same direction, then yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
No time.
But
Maybe.
stealthily.
Stealthily.
Yeah, we're
alright.
going to the outskirts and kind of stealthily going by.
Okay, so let's do that then. Let's get some stealth checks for us all around.
Hell yeah.
Stealth.
Come on, natural one.
11,
Average.
8,
Aw.
9,
It hit the
13,
dice!
14.
It keeps hitting the dice!
Whose bad luck dice was that? And then
You got pretty average.
Farmer, are you making a stealth check?
I'm not gonna be great at it, but sure.
All right.
Let's
That's
see
one.
what
Here we
happens.
come. Here we go.
That's the
pretty
best
good.
one out of everybody.
Not bad.
All right, let's get the averages. So 16 plus 14 plus 9 plus 8 plus 13 plus 11. All right, divide that by 6. Okay, all right. You guys all believe yourself to be hidden.
I don't
That
like
being
that.
said, I always say that no matter what. So
It scares me.
that being said, you guys eventually come across, after traversing through that of the stones, you see, hold on, I do my notes. So, oh, fuck is it? Here we go. You eventually come across another area past that of the cracks, and you find a small set of ruins inside of this little mountainous area. In the middle, you see that of a pool of water, as well as these massive broken statues. In fact, the place looks well destroyed, but there is more life here in that of plants and even trees, as you all see this map before you.
Oh.
We got a pool.
All right.
Our private pool.
So, that being said, you guys stealthing about, looking around. What do you say, and what do you all want to do? Also, let me
Well,
check.
the first thing for me, I'm going to look at the tree, and is this a tree that has, or some type of wildlife that has a branch or a stick to it?
Nah, it's kind of like a palm tree sort of deal.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now that I'm here, I'd like to sort of, I guess it's occurred to me that we may be here for a while. I'd like to inspect the vegetation, see if it's any vegetation that I'm familiar with, and if not, I'd like to take a sample of it with my alchemist tools.
Alrighty, make a.
Perhaps a seed of it.
Yeah,
Can I assist him with that? I was kind of going the same vibe.
sure thing. I'll say, yeah, this could be a survival check for both of you, or it could be an investigation, your choice. If you guys both want to make it, or if you want to give advantage, your choice.
I got
All
plus
good as
6
yours.
my investigation.
Yeah, advantage on that.
All right. So investigation, also nature, but that's the same thing.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be, but yeah. And 19, one more
Nice.
time with advantage.
Oh.
Oh, 19 is really good. So, a couple things of note. As you're just sort of looking around and scrounging around, it doesn't seem necessarily familiar, or I wouldn't think that would be familiar to you. So you're able to gather the materials needed to sort of keep note of it, and that of a seed for it. It takes you a little bit of a while, but with the help of also a fellow druid, you're easy enough able to do it. But also, and just generally scavenging, and you're scavenging this area like right beside you, right? Or like just all around. So here's what you find. And now I get to finally explain this. Oh boy. So as you're sort of gathering that of materials and just sort of general resources, just getting a hold of the area, you find essentially 2 materials of stock. Now let me explain the stock and rucksack or system to you all, because I don't think you're able to look at the Ascent stream. So essentially, to keep things very, very simplistic and light, you guys are able to find, or for scavenging general resources, you guys can find one of, I believe, 6 materials that are useful to you. One being that of food, another being water, third being mana, the fourth being medicine, 5th materials, and the 6th being soul coins. You were able to find a total of 2 materials and also 1 medicine. And I will add that to you guys' party resource over here. You'll see it in that chat show up in a moment. So that
Food,
is
water, mana, medicine, material, and
soul coins.
Soul coin.
soul coin.
Yep, soul coins, plural. And 1 medicine. Boop. Alright. Oh, did it not show the thing in chat? Well, here, I'll make sure to update it. But right now you have a total of 2 materials and 1 medicine. Now, to explain, as you guys don't have necessarily a base or anything, you guys are just carrying everything yourself. You guys, as a party, can only have up to 5 of a resource. So that means you can only have 5 materials at the moment, or 5 medicine at the moment, and all that sort of stuff. You guys with me?
So just 5 of each?
5 of each, yep. However, in time when you guys obviously built rucksacks, and you're gonna need to use a material to, or you're gonna need to expend materials and craft that to, be able to make a rucksack. Then you'll be able to increase that size, but also when you guys get a base of operations, or if you guys get like a quote-unquote container system or something like that, then you'll be able to increase the amount of storage that you guys have. But for right now, it is at 5.
I like this. There is
there are great mechanics for scavenging and building. Eee.
But yeah,
You need
so
backpack.
the thing is, so basically the way we're gonna do this is I'm trying to keep this as super light and simplistic as possible. So you guys just tell me what you want to do and I will tell you if there's mechanics for it. For all the things for like crafting and whatnot, or like building or anything of that nature, you guys can do that on a short rest. And you can expend the materials and I'll tell you how to do it. So if you guys want to make a weapon, if you guys want to make some poisons or health potions, I got you. It's just you got to do it during a short rest or a long rest.
I feel like we're at that point in the video game we're playing where we just wrapped up that tutorial.
Oh shit.
And we
All
now
right,
know
part
that's a
1 of
mechanic.
5.
Oh no, nah. Oh
We're
man.
still in the tutorial. 6 hour.
Tutorial. It's one of those games where it's like you get 12 hours into the game and then it shows you the title sequence. Yeah, this is Soulbound.
Oh dear God, it's
man.
Death Stranding. I hate this.
Oh no!
Oh man. That being
Do you
said,
know how to block attacks?
so yeah, again, because just also to clear confusion for the materials and stuff like that. So it's assumed that anything you guys are getting, like ropes, freaking nails, butter, whatever, that's all encompassing into that of materials and whatnot, and you can use those to actually craft components.
Butter, you say?
I need butter. Give it to me now.
Some specific, you can always just ask, but some specific material components is going to take a lot longer, or you're going to have to actually go find those things specifically. But
Okay.
there you go.
Well, after we're kind of me and Sirius and Farmer are looking through the plant life here, I look towards Phoebe and see about. Do you see anything that might help you with gathering of materials?
I'm sorry. Who did you ask that?
Phoebe.
Phoebe. Nephoebe.
Sorry, what did you ask me? I wasn't.
Here, have some water.
Nephabet.
Have some water.
Okay, thank you.
Nephabet.
Have some water. Do you see anything that might help you with gathering materials, or something that can be useful to you and your capabilities?
Well, at the moment, all I have is a dagger and prestidigitation abilities, which is not much, but I can gather things. I've already been gathering things. I gathered all of your feathers. I'm good at that.
It's so creepy.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question. Do you see anything that you can probably use right now?
No!
Okay, just asking.
We have unlimited
Would you mind letting me?
Dagger!
She has a dagger. She has a dagger out. I kind of slowly put her hand down. You say, if there's, what exactly do you need in far as materials?
You mean for spell components?
That too.
Okay. There is nothing here at the moment that I can see that I would be able to use. I would have to think about it for a bit.
Here, I guess I can
I will let
draw
you know.
this.
Can I,
Okay.
is this actual water? Like water?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to approach it and I'd like to inspect the water. To see if it's drinkable. I mean, I could just purify the water. It's fine. Can I purify the water and basically max out our water capacity?
Sure.
Like
If-
5 water? Okay.
So, real quick, make an investigation check, or are you just casting the spell right now?
I'll investigate first.
And while he's doing that, can I watch around and see maybe if any wildlife or whatever else is around us?
Sure
Keep
thing.
an eye out.
Make a perception check.
Can I help with Sirius with that?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Make a perception check. Do it with advantage. All right, 23. Not bad, not bad. So 16. So, yeah. With that, Farmer, as you approach that of the water and you begin to see, as it's kind of like glistening and luxury in this sort of a hot hell of a desert, you begin to go near it, and as you begin to get out that of your tools and try to start purifying it, Siri, you look over and you notice something begin to move and shift in that of the water. You immediately see as watery tendrils begin to reach out directly towards that of Farmer. Farmer, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
God fucking damn it!
Son of a bitch.
You got me distracted because you gave me a cute nickname.
Oh dear.
I thought you were referring
Oh
to the
dear,
god
oh
of
dear.
war for a second. I got nervous. I was like, wait, why is he here?
Oh no.
Not
Oh
Oh.
no. Alright. Well,
Wait, is he waterproof?
I think he would be. I think you're built for war. Maybe? I don't know. I'll leave it up
I don't
to
need
you.
to breathe. I don't need to breathe.
Okay.
All right. Well, here is what you guys see. You see slowly emerging, or what ends up happening first off is you watch as Farmer is immediately almost with the watery tendrils pulled into that of the water and immediately pulled under. As this is happening, you see as he's sort of or you see the water sort of splashing about, and these watery tendrils begin to form amongst that of this strange ruin. And you see as these serpentine dragon-like creatures made nothing but of water begin to coil amongst you, Farmer. And with that, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. I need every last one of you to roll initiative. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
As you see these individuals.
Please, there's more than one.
Yes,
I
sir.
have nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Can
So
we
there
never take
are
pit
two over
stops
here.
again, please?
Probably best that I did this because I don't need to breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get hurt, no? Because they'll probably
Maybe.
smack you up.
All right.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
Weirdly.
Fuck their nose.
They're kind of small. It's okay. They're small.
They're weird.
I can't roll. I'm not in the initiative.
And they rolled all
That's so many.
really well.
Whatever happened to? Oh my god.
You have to do one at a time, man.
Oh my god, they rolled ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Alright,
A
well,
monk will always go first.
let's go. That's what we like to see. Oh my
Does that count as
goodness.
advantage or no?
Advantage for the Vigilant Blessing.
Yeah, I hit the alt button. It didn't work, so I don't think it works.
Yeah, you can just roll again and I'll change it depending on which one. You just tell me which one's the higher.
It won't let me roll again. I'll just roll it manually.
Yeah, just roll it manually.
I got 0.
Oh no.
What? How is that?
Oh wait, here it's not showing for
Oh,
you.
it's
That's that is something. I
So
guess that makes the
12.12.
most sense. All right, 12.12. Alrighty, so I got Krillin at 20. I got Nephiba at 18. Sirius at 16. Ilva at 12. Zale at 7, and Farmer at 0. Correct.
Correct.
How'd you get
Alrighty.
a 0?
Because I got -2 to my dex.
Yeah. That being said, oh boy. So, as this, or you all begin to see this happening, Krillin, you are immediately ready. You notice this occurring, and you see as Farmer is immediately submerged and pulled into that of the water and being strangled to death. You see as bits of his gears are slowly being pulled, and he's being strangled. However, good thing you don't need to breathe, so because they would be suffocating you. That said, Krillin, what are you doing at this moment in time?
I'm gonna get vertical 10 feet and just curse in undercommon that even the water here is dangerous, and fly straight over, and then make an attack. Double right click. Oh yeah, it's targeted. With my claws to just kind of grab it because it's a little small, dig in with the nails and rip it in half, and just try to split it asunder.
Let's see what you got. Single strike with that of your talents.
Oh.
Ooh, nearly a 20. Dang it. A 2, where a total of 8. You strike forward towards the weird sort of watery serpent creature, and you see as it immediately goes and wraps around that of your arms and begins to submerge itself back into that of the water, almost dragging you further into it. However, you have a bonus action attack. Are you taking it?
I am. I'm gonna flow with the water and reach around and actually try to kick it as it's flowing back down. That's my bonus action.
All right, let's see. Ooh, nearly 1, but 19. That's going to hit for a total of 7 points of damage. You crack it across its face, and you see as it begins to slowly dissipate. However, it's still standing as it begins to reform in the water. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna see how agile it is, and I'm gonna fly back.
Alrighty,
Right there.
that's going to be 1, 2 attacks of opportunity towards you, my friend. So, let's see. Oh, actually, hold on. No, you're still. Or actually, wait. Where do you move exactly?
So I fly back 10. No, that was only 5 feet. There we go.
Okay, so that's
Just out
that's
of
a different
the pool
thing.
of water.
Okay, so redact that. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks of opportunity instead.
Oh. Okay.
They have a 10-foot range. Oh boy. So I wish you the best of luck, my friend. So first one is coming towards you. That is another constrict. First attack. That is a 20. Oh dear. Oh wait, hold on. That macro's that macro's busted. Hold on. Let me fix it. It should be a D4 plus 2.
These things? Oh, only a D4?
Well, I'm out here, boys.
Hold on. The macro's busted. Give me a moment.
I'll make it
1d4.
up out of here.
I would like
Calm
to
your-
cast Drought
calm
on
your
the pool
tits.
of water, please.
All right. That should be. Wait. Blah 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 blah. All right. Let's try that again. So a D4 plus 2. Boom boom boom. All right. So that is 6 points of damage, for the first strike, and you are considered, I believe, actually, no, you're just considered grappled, immediately. Oh boy, this is not good. That oh geez, Rick. Ah, geez. All right. Make sure. Wait, which one was it? Here we go. And that is the correct one. All right. Second attack coming towards you. That is that is a 16. That will miss. Third one coming towards you. That will also miss. Fourth and final one coming towards you. That is also going to miss.
Oh my God.
Jesus. You are lucky as hell. So here's what happens. You see as several more tendrils immediately go wrapping around that of, or try to go wrap around krillin. As this moment, one of them is able to make purchase and prevent you from moving any further, but the other ones begin to go wide and the water spills out onto the ground. No effect. That said, that is your movement action. Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
Now that I realize that, nope, I'm just gonna. I think I'll be out of their reach if I fly up an additional 5 feet. So I'll just try to be out of their reach with that, and it might turn there.
All right, that is your turn. All right, this little guy, water weirdling over here. He is going to look over towards Farmer. Actually, he sees a lot of other people though, and they're sort of drowning that guy. He's gonna walk over here. He's going to measure. Well, actually, I want to make sure. Should be right here. Huh. Unlucky. All right. He's going to instead attack Farmer then. Alrighty. Constrict attack going towards you. You see as the water serpent begins to slowly seep around and begin to attack that of your ally. One more. That is an 8. That will miss. That is his turn. Phoebe. You look over and you see as krillin is immediately attacked by these watery tendrils, and Farmer is in the process of being drowned, but what are you doing?
I am immediately moving up. And let's see. Ooh, get hit the word. Oh my god. And I am going to poison spray the one that is close to Matt, which is this.
Keep in mind, it is a
over here.
cone, so
Oh, it's a
where are you?
cone, yeah, right.
Where are you placing it?
Let me do that. Let me do the thing. No, not like that.
I think it's
Please.
15
Almost got
feet.
it. Almost got it.
Let's see, poison spray.
Then.
Wait.
I wish Warforged were immune
What?
to poison.
Is it a, wait, hold on. Is it a cone? I thought it was a cone.
It doesn't
like
say
15
it's a
feet?
cone.
That's what I thought it was a 15-foot cone, right?
Hold
Am I
on,
crazy?
Double check it.
It's
Should
saying
I
you
look
send a hands toward a creature you can see within range. So like saying it's a wait. What?
Oh yeah, no, it's just a
Wait, yo,
creature.
chat, is poison spray cone or a fucking... I swear there's a spell that's literally a cone and it's poison.
No,
and it's a
it
cantrip.
only has a range of 10 feet. It doesn't
Yeah.
say anything about cone.
What?
Maybe that's burning hands or even like that with a colorful
No,
one.
no, no,
Is
like it was a
acid spray?
cantrip, I remember.
Spray?
Oh,
it acid
is it
spray?
acid spray? It might be
Oh,
acid
it might
spray.
be acid spray, yeah.
Or
The fuck did-
acid, whatever.
What the fuck did Jinx or use then? Alright, hold on.
No. I'm just.
I don't know, well,
it's
I
a
guess
poison.
choose
I
a
am
person then.
confusion.
Dude, Wizards of the Coast is patching spells a lie.
I want this bitch over here.
Hey,
Just take the hit.
Damn, I hate this new Aurora.
What the hell?
I wish
Alright.
it was AoE.
You leave it to
Can I get a
Wizards of the
buff for
Coast
crap?
patching spells.
That's a Constitution saving throw from the snake.
Cast a spell for me, please.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go. Ooh, I love that dice. That being said, total 5 points of damage, Constitution saving. Oh my God!
What happened?
You see as he looks towards that of the spray and he just submerges into water. And then immediately emerges back up and just hisses directly at you. No effect.
That shit.
That said, Nafiba, is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright.
Fuck.
Second one. Ooh boy. This one is going to go a charging. Right here. You see as it just begins to hiss at Zale or Ilva. And it is going to... Yeah, it's just going to immediately circle around that of Farmer, almost like that of a piranha, and begin to lash out towards, yeah, I guess Farmer. Actually, no, it knows its purpose. It knows its goal. It's going to try to strike out towards that of krillin.
Has
Alright.
priorities.
Yes, it does. Alright, that being said, hold up. Wrong thing. I have to use the same sort of macro every time. That is a 10. That will also miss. Good stuff. You see as it begins to go flying over towards you and you're able to dodge out of the way with quick movements. Next one over here. This one is the one towards Farmer. It is going to attack Farmer immediately and begin to continue trying to strangle them to death and almost rip them to shreds. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Not 16. I'm gonna do that. Where is it? Hold on 1 second. I think I can fix this. Oh, because I didn't change it over here. My bad. I'm an idiot. 4+2. And I think that should fix that. All right, we'll do it manually one more time. So that is a total of 4 points of damage to you, Farmer. I got the health for you. Bam. That is that one's turn. Next one up, there are a lot of these guys going. Second one is this one over here. He is going to ready an action, and that is his turn. Sirius, you see as they're all swarming around your companions and are stopping at the edge. What would you like to do, Sirius?
Quick question. Which one ready this action? Or see which one ready the action?
You see as it's just sort of waiting here.
Okay. Bonus action. Cast Magic Stone on 3 of the pebbles I have. So that's 4. I got 3 of them. And I'm
Alright.
going to Magic Stone.
All right, as you conjure out of the spell and send the magic stone forth. Ooh, you try to send it
Fucking read
directly
up.
towards the creature. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, that's it.
That being said, you see as it goes splashing across the side, it does skip a little, or a couple, or skip a little bit, but that is your action, I believe, or
Bonus in action.
Bonus in action?
I'm going to take a few steps back over
all right.
this way. 15 feet.
That said, that is your turn. Ooh boy, this one, same sort of thing, same shebang, is going to attack that of Farmer, because it seems to be that this is the closest it can get. Oh god, I lost it. Oh god. Is it this one? Please tell me it's this one. Son of a bitch. Ah! Alright, here. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm going to roll manually, and all that. Alright, so plus the thing. Okay. I'll just have to remember this all in my head then. Oh, wait, no, I found it. Aha.
Never mind.
19. Oh my god, that will also hit, and that will knock Farmer unconscious. You see as they're just ripping and tearing into his frame before he immediately begins to power down. That said, that is that individual's turn. Ilva, you are up. What would you like to do?
Makes me sad.
Makes me sad too, dude. I'm going to move right here and target that, the one that's near death. And then I'm going to use Sacred Flame on it.
Sacred Flame, you got it. Dexterity save and throw for this one. Oh my god, why are these guys rolling so well? I don't understand. With a 17, you see as you fire that of the Sacred Flame, and immediately they dodge off to the side. No effect. That said, that is your action. You have a bonus action.
That's all I can do.
Oh boy. That said, that is that creature's turn. It is going to move over here to its next target, and it is going to try to lash out again towards krillin. All right, one more attack towards you. Oh my god, what are these things? That being said, that is a 21 to hit and 5 points of damage, and you see as krillin drops down unconscious. That said, you see as two allies begin to sit there floating, one onto that of the ground. That being said, next individual's turn. He's going to go to the next person, next target. That of Nephiba. Going towards you, another target over here. Yep, there we go. That said, oof, a 12 hits for a total of 3 points of damage. You see as it begins to wrap around you, Nephiba, I need you to make a strain. Or no, you are considered grappled at the moment. Never mind.
Which one is that?
Say it again? Oh, which one did that?
Yeah.
I gotcha. That is this one right here.
That one right there. I'm gonna cast Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, okay. Hellish Rebuke towards it. All right. Cast the spell towards it.
Ugh. Hold on. Do-do-do-do-do. Do it.
12 points of damage with that. Immediately you see as the water is beginning to, or as the water is wrapping around you, and you see as the water actually begins to heat up, and as it does, you see as it completely explodes out. Let's see what happens. Dexterity save and throw. That is a fail. For a total of, hold on one second. Oh wait, that is incorrect. That should be a total of 12 points of damage. And how do you want to kill this thing? Oh,
I just want to make it heat up and just let off steam until it just completely evaporates.
As it does, you watch as it begins to slowly dissipate, no longer moving as it is dead. All right, that said, that is your reaction. Next up, this individual over here. He can't really, oh wait, he can. He's going to march forth and he's going to try to do the same thing. He's going to send a little tendril and try to immediately constrict you and bring you into that of the pool of water. All right, second attack. And where'd it go? Ah, god damn it, I lost it again. All right, manual roll. 1d20 plus 5. Boop. That is a 12 to hit. Does that hit you, Nephiba?
Yes, that does it.
Oh no. Alright, D4 plus 2. Ooh. That is 5 points of damage, and you watch as Nephiba drops down unconscious. That being said, as that happens, 3 individuals unconscious as you see the water dragging them closer and closer towards them. Zale, you receive initiative. What would you want to do?
Okay, can I have a picture? Which ones are dragging them or trying to drag them?
All of them. But the ones in particular that are trying to drag them, these two individuals over here are trying to drag in krillin. This individual right here is trying to drag into Phoebe.
Okay. I'm gonna back up. Yeah, right here. I don't think that procs anything, so it should be good. I'm gonna firebolt this one right there.
All right. That being said, make an attack roll towards it. 24. That will
Also, I have
hit,
style-
dealing.
Style points, remember?
Oh yeah, style points. I forgot about that. Well, remember. That being said, 3 points of damage to that creature. How do you want to kill them?
You just see him yell out, Diablo's Doom, as he shoots straight for the head, and it starts to evaporate from top to bottom.
As it happens,
the
you see as he's completely explodes out and he is no longer moving. As that happens, Zale, that is your action. You have a bonus action and movement. Anything else?
I can't do anything, unfortunately, so that's it.
All right. That being said, C21X, I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
Okay. A death saving throw. I was also handed, it looks like. Maybe. Okay, I'm misreading it. Never mind. Yes, that I agree. I must survive myself. Why is my thing not in front of me? There it is. Okay, cool. Boo boo. Oh, death save. Yay, that's one success.
That is one success. That is not a 5, so it can't be reborn. 12. That being said, as this was happening and you're being, well, actually, it's kind of weird and strange, but C21X, as this is happening, what memory flashes before your eyes as you're slowly slipping into that of a death state? As it is possible for you at the least, so you actually get to do it.
I guess it is. I'm having a flashback of a mechanical battleship that I was on during the war, during the Great War, having been obliterated and falling into the ocean and trying to swim around and save my compatriots, but they are all being killed by enlisted mer people from the opposing side.
As this is happening,
You asked. I decided this is. I'm making it up as I go.
nah, you're good, doing good. As that
Canon.
happens,
Cannon now.
next round. Now, however, I should note, you guys still can make martial checks and all that stuff to learn what these creatures are doing, if you ever want to.
can.
That's a, yeah, you always could.
I don't remember this.
Okay,
That being said,
forgot about that.
I didn't get a green light.
you can always make martial checks. They're free checks. But Krillin, that being said, you have an action, a bonus action, movement, and a martial check. What are you doing on your turn right now?
I'm doing one thing, which is making a death save, because I am unconscious.
Oh yeah, that is correct. Make a death save. So, whew, that is a 6, not a multiple of 5. As this happens, what memory plays or what memory flashes before your eyes as you're slowly slipping further towards death?
One of the more painful memories of me looking back as I'm being pulled, not necessarily with anger or malice, but by my abbot for. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
We're here.
There we go. Oh, being pulled away by the temple abbot as my parents are sad and waving away as I'm start my training.
That being
I
said,
look back and be sad.
as this happens, you slowly slip further and further into that of a state of death, and you watch as the god of death, Erebos, reaches out a skeletal hand to pull your soul. However, as that is happening, this individual's turn. He is doing nothing. Phoebe, I need you to make a death saving throw for me. There we go. Can't think of the word.
All right. Ha!
6. Ooh. What memory plays before you, Nephiba?
I will see the face of someone I love and know very deeply. My best friend. And how we used to have fun together.
As you begin... Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it.
As you begin to do so, you see something sort of flash before you. You see a tavern, multiple individuals, and then you see that of their face before it eventually vanishes and fades. That being said, this individual's turn, he will do nothing. This individual's turn, he will do nothing. This individual, he will also do nothing. Yep. This individual's turn, he can also do nothing. Sirius, make it is now your time. You can make a martial check. You can use your action, bonus action, or movement. Your choice. What would you like to do as you receive initiative?
Let me get a martial check.
All right, big guy, I need you to make a wisdom check for me. Yeah, just straight wisdom. 19. All right, here we go. Okay, this creature has the following abilities. Okay. Constrict, invisible in water, and waterbound. Which one would you like to identify?
Waterbound.
Waterbound. All right, good stuff. Good thought. So, the water weirdling dies if it leaves the water which it is bound to, or if that water is destroyed. On top of that, these creatures are all connected to that of a hive mind. If you find and identify the source and kill it, they all die.
Knowing that, what action would it take to find said hive mind?
You could just make it on a martial check from somebody else's on your own or your next turn, or you can use your action to make a perception check. Your choice.
I'll make a perception check.
All right. Bemroth is just laughing. God damn it.
It's not funny. People are dying.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Don't laugh.
Bitch!
What she said.
Oh man. Have a perception check for me, big guy. Oh, come on.
Serious.
Do you have any DM's inspiration for a reroll?
No.
Ugh.
It's not lit.
Nah. Alright, that being said, you sort of try to scan about. No avail. That said, that is your turn. Or unless you have anything as a bonus action.
I will scream out to the group, to the rest of the group. They seem to be connected. They have one mind. Look for the hive mind.
Alright. That said, that is your turn. What a weirdling. Alright. That said, this individual, he will do nothing. Ilva, what would you like to do?
Man. I don't know if will help or if it'll just do nothing. But can I see if I can use Thaumaturgy to do the same thing in the sand? Just maybe they splash out. I don't know, man.
Ooh. So what part of Thaumaturgy are you trying to use?
So when I can create the tremors, they're harmless, right? But I'm hoping with the water, it kind of makes those like a rippling effect of waves and maybe just splash them out. I'm not too sure though if that's.
Tremor, you have a high enough wisdom. You could certainly try, but it would take your action to try to do it. To cast a spell, and you'd have to make an Arcana check or a Wisdom saving throw to try and do it. And the DC would be high. It's very unlikely, but it's a possibility. So, and you know that risk. So the choice is yours for that one.
Let's gamble.
All right, we're gambling. Gamba. All right. That being said, as you try to use thaumaturgy to make that of tremors and that of the water to almost try to throw them out, begin to channel forth with all your strength. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
If there's a Jesus out there, I need you to take the wheel on this one.
There's a freaking gnat just like dive bombing me.
No, we need Jesus, not the gnat.
That being said, 23, is that the final roll, or is anybody adding anything to it?
I don't think.
Seems
I got that.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right, with a 23, pick a location, up or down.
Up.
Up. Son of a bitch. All right. You see as immediately as the tremors begin to slowly writhe and wave, and you see as waves begin to slowly form in this pool, and you see as the creatures begin to spill out onto this side, this one in particular, and the second one in particular as well. Fucking shit. You will see as this one will immediately die and dissipate. And then, so will this one. And with that, you see as it begins to shatter, a crystal begins to form and also break as well. And as that happens,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
all of them vanish. Oh my god.
Oh.
How did you get... Do you got the DM screen on your thing, Ducky? What the hell?
I believed, and you know, he took the wheel, you know. So.
Oh my god. Jesus. I want you to know there was literally a 1 in 8 chance that you were just gonna guess that right. That's why I just asked up or down. Oh
Yeah.
my god. That being said, you were able to beat the DC of 20, so that is good. That being said, you guys are all still making death saving throws. Actually, wait, no, there is no active combat at the moment because all of them are dead, and there are no other combatants. God damn it, stop echoing.
My ears.
Sorry about that, I don't know why it keeps doing that. That being said, the combat is now over, and you guys see as your companions are bleeding out at this very moment in time. You're gonna need to take a little bit of moment to try to patch themselves up and stabilize them or heal them if you can, but they are in the process of dying. That said, combat is now over. And
I will
that
say
is-
this. I will say this really quick. Future reminder that martial checks are absolutely free. You know what else is absolutely free? Following SenseiSuplex's stream and subscribing to SenseiSuplex's YouTube channel. So please,
Free, though. That costs
everybody
money.
go
That costs
and
money,
take
though.
a moment right now to do both of those
That costs
things.
money.
Are you trying to convince them this pay to win? Because it's not. Oh my
not?
god. No, you can certainly try. God
we're
damn it.
not
Someone,
EA?
thank you,
We're
Spook You
not
too.
EA?
Thank you, Spook You too, for the follow. God damn it, man.
All right.
Also,
Anyways, I'm getting
Also,
farmer out of the water.
Where's my
trying to save
DM's
life.
inspiration? I need it.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
That's not how that works. But you will get a your DM's inspiration is actually you get everybody go follow Calic Writer stream. He's actually streaming also at the moment. Here, I'll shout you out. Boom, bada bing. There you go. He's an awesome guy.
Can I I don't have any spells to heal, but can I try and through the grace of medicine checks CPR the Phoebe here?
Yes, you
Yeah, I'm
can.
gonna pull out fucking
Wait, how are we supposed to stabilize the robot?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. How do I, what circuits? Do I gotta smack it like a TV? Do I gotta check the servo?
Well, the first thing you probably need to do is he's submerged in the water at the moment.
Yeah, I want to get him out first.
Okay, so you're dragging him out of the water.
Yeah, I'll bring him out over here.
Okay,
We'll
you
line him
got
up.
it.
I'm not. Well, okay. I will. No. Okay, it's fine. Nothing.
What I gotta do,
I was gonna make comment that oh, I don't know, I'm pretty heavy. But why would?
I thought you were like a
Powerful
light metal.
build. I pick it up.
He's 8 feet tall. He's a
Oh, yeah,
furball.
You do. I would probably say between all the three of you, I mean, regardless of how long it really takes him, he's gonna be able to get you up eventually. And even
All right,
besides that, that helps.
somebody roll a Constitution check against throwing a disc
What?
in their back.
Oh no! All right, you got it. Make a Constitution check.
Fuck!
Couldn't you like obviously with water being you float him up and then when he's hanging on that when he's on the ledge couldn't Siri just like push him up through the water?
He didn't float.
He didn't float. He
doesn't float?
No, he sinks like a rock, my man.
He's a robot.
I know, but I guess so. Yeah.
I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
alright,
I know what you
pop
mean.
Mars.
If he wasn't a
Pop
robot,
Mars
that would
socket, I bring him
100% be what happened. But nah, he's a robot and he is sinking. But that being said, with a 4, Sirius, you try to pull with all your might. You're able to do it, but you definitely knew it.
Yeah, I popped the shoulder blade. I'm out. I'm good. I'll pop that back in when I'm finished. Like, here, I gotta fix the box.
Level 1 exhaustion.
Oh, that being said, mark that down. But all right, while that is happening, Zale, what are you doing off to the side? And
I don't want to do anything because I don't want to cause death. So I'm just like, yeah, you can do it. Of course, I'm gonna help the robot get up, but you know.
You got it.
Alright, I guess I'll CPR, mouth to mouth, chest compressions, look for breathing for both of these bird and.
Yeah, I'll quickly go over to Krillin, knowing more about physiology. I'll do a medicine check to stabilize him.
All right, medicine checks from
yes,
both of you to
animal.
stabilize. Got to roll above a 10.
God.
Oh no!
I put an inspiration point on that. I'm not rolling a 9. I put an inspiration point on that.
You got it. 9 and that of a
Okay.
23. You guys are both able to stabilize that of Krillin and that of Nephiba. Oh boy.
As soon as I get any consciousness, I'm gonna grab the closest person to me.
You are not conscious at the moment. You are dying. You are like completely passed out at the moment. But you will in short time though. In short time.
Okay.
Actually, I think you have to roll a d4 to see how many hours.
Let's see. I will look it up. But in the meantime, what are you guys doing with C21X?
Yeah,
Trying
look
to
up.
figure that out.
Check them.
Staring. What do we do with that
Does
one?
anyone have any electricity?
No.
Oh, I kind of go through his form
for
and kind of
Nephiba.
check for
This
any
is 3
damage.
hours. This is for Krillin. This is 4 hours. So in 3 hours for you, Nephiba, you will wake up with 1 HP, and in 4 hours for you, Krillin, you will wake up with 1 HP. That being said, for C21X, what are you doing?
We're checking his body. I don't know. Maybe do some sort of investigation to see if there's any water logging.
So,
Gotta dry him out in the sun.
as point of notice, you do see
Wait, do I need rice?
Say it again? Wait, what?
Do I need rice?
Do I need
I don't
rice?
think you have rice, but one
get
thing to
some.
point of notice, you actually, as you guys are able to stabilize that of Nephiba and also that of Krillin, you do see as water is sort of coming directly out of them and out of their mouth, and you do see as it begins to sort of spill out onto the ground. It is disgusting, but you do see as the water itself begins to form into those same sort of smaller sort of serpentine dragon-like figures and begins to seep inside that of the rocks before they or at least try to travel towards the rocks before they end up dissipating into nothingness.
Can I drag both Krillin and Phoebe like over here and put them on their side?
Well, you would be able to, but Ilva, as you walk over here, you're just dragging, and then you just back into something. And you look around, there's nothing really there. It seemed to be like a wall or something, a sort of force, a barrier. Oh man.
I hate it here.
Okay, a barrier. Okay, frustrated. I'm gonna drag them over to the tree thing then.
Alright, you got it.
Suddenly the tree falls.
Really shaded.
Oh man.
Rest their head on rocks.
But I want to make it so like they're on their side though, so they don't choke on their own tongues or the water that's trying to get out.
Easy enough. You're able to do that sort of whole thing in the process of when you're essentially stabilizing them. That being said, are you
I'm
doing
passes.
anything else?
Checking the bot.
Okay. So you're checking the bot. What are you checking for, or what are you doing?
Water damage, any sort of.
Based
let's
off of their
see.
design, from what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be any sort of like significant water damage that won't be able to be fixed.
Does he have a pumping mechanism to where he takes some sort of... Scratch that. No, he's not taking oxygen. He does have lungs. He does have iron lungs. Yeah, I'll put him to the side, see if I can get almost all the water out of him, if there is any.
Oh, can I move him? Hold on, let me try. Oh, there you go, bird.
Oh my god. Say that one more time, Animus.
I'll
I'm
put him
lighting
to the
up.
side and try to drain out any water on him.
Alright, easy enough. As you're sort of doing that, you see as the water is sort of seeping out, and as it does, it seeps out into that of the water itself. It begins to reside there. As that happens... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, that it would have been hilarious if I woke up and I was like, "Oh, I have my 5 water now," but you're draining all the water. So.
That being
Refreshers,
said,
but this one's tainted.
I need you to make a medicine check for me. Serious. Oh man. Anybody add anything to that?
What did you roll?
9.
Fine.
Can I give a inspiration point even though I'm unconscious?
Yeah.
Alright. Your
Alright.
9 is now a 10. I'm
That
at
being-
0.
That being said, that is a 10. All right, in about 2 hours, that farmer, you will wake back up. That said, as you are all sort of managing all of that and doing that sort of thing, Zale, what are you doing in this moment in time as you watch as Ilva and Sirius are sort of aiding that of the party, getting them back, you know, or helping them, making sure that they're okay and making sure they're alive?
I just have produced flame out. Made sure if any water that seems alive in the slightest that comes out of mouth, I just put it to the flame so they disintegrate basically.
Easy enough. Make an insight check for me, Zale.
I love insight checks. There it is. 18.
18. As you're sort of putting, and you were placing it towards any sort of other creatures around, if
Like,
there are any.
The water.
The water.
You know how you said the
Yeah, sure.
water was like kinda alive when it exited their mouths?
Yeah.
It's like that.
As you begin to do so, you see as it begins to try to back up with your insight check of 18, you see as it is sort of at least has a little bit of sentience, but it seems almost, well, scared, if anything. That's what you get with an 18. It seems to be mainly just sort of fighting out of preservation of itself. Almost out of fear, a fight or flight reaction.
I see. Yeah. I just watch it, I guess. Make
Easy
sure it
enough.
doesn't go back in the mouth.
Easy enough. You see as it just freaking, it goes, it runs away before, I mean, again, as it runs away out of the water, it just begins to dissipate and then into that of the ground, and it seems to die right then and there.
Eh.
Can I examine what held me back before? And I'd like to kind of inspect these like scarab jewel things.
Sure thing. Make an investigation check or an arcana check.
Big oof.
6. From what you're able to tell at the least, with a 6, this thing is, hold on. Wait, what the heck? Look over here. God dang it. From what you can tell, it seems to be something is obviously blocking you, but it seems to be that of, again, a more magical force. Kind of like a barrier of something or someone trying to keep something out. That being said, with only a 6, I mean, that's the general basic stuff. That's all you're really able to get.
What about these statues?
May...
They're all obviously they're broken down and stuff like that, but can I look for any type of hidden switch or looking for like a pressure plate or anything like that?
Sure thing. Make an investigation check.
Oh boy!
Oh my god!
I'm gonna sit this one out, Cap.
goodness. The two, it kind of just sort of, your adrenaline's sort of pumping from the last battle, and your head's just not in it at the moment. That being said, while that is happening, Sirius, is there anything that you are doing at this moment?
I'll have a stone in my hand. Cast magic stone on it. Looking towards the pool of water, I'll chuck it inside of it, see how it reacts.
Oh boy. You chuck it towards that of the water, and you see immediately, the water begins to slowly back up, kind of away from that of the stone, and then begins to sort of consume it entirely. You do see as the water itself, you see as more of those serpents begin to bite down onto it, but then after having not much of anything, they begin to reside back into a normal sort of state.
So I'll avoid the water, and coming over to Zale, I'll tell him this water is not usable. It seems to be infested with those serpentine creatures.
Hold on. Actually, Sirius, you're a druid. Make a nature check.
That's
19. Same thing as sort of Zale sort of learned. This thing, it seems to be more of scared and kind of like, from what you could probably tell, this kind of has tendencies of, well, kind of like an animal. Not entirely sure why or how, but it does seem to act like it. You seeing from just you casting that of the spell, it seemed to sort of take it as a act of aggression towards it. Or an act of hostility. But, yeah.
Better idea.
And we just...
Italy, could you please look over to our companions here, see if they touch the aid? Zale, with me, please.
Okay.
We'll slowly approach the water.
Water.
I'll kind of bend down towards it and see about. I'll start speaking aloud, and in primordial, I will ask. We apologize for our first encounter, but we do come in peace.
One moment.
That sounds like a voice mod. One moment.
Do I get the bubbly bubblies?
Make a persuasion check, Sirius.
I was kind of hoping Ryder could just purge the pool.
Persuasion, you said?
Yeah, persuasion.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Dead even.
10, you get no response. You do see it's like a bubble. Sort of pops. That's about it.
Are you done speaking
Bow's head.
to it?
Yes. It seems it does not take kind of reason. And I'll start going around it and check for these plants over here. Check each stock.
I'm just gonna follow him to make sure, you know, no pain, you know.
Alright, so you're checking that of the plants over here?
Yeah.
Alright, make a investigation check. Zale, if you want to help, you can give him advantage, or you can make one yourself.
I'll give him advantage.
Also, off to the side, so 19, couple things that you see. Off over here, you see what seems to be writing on this pillar, from what you can tell. If you want to look towards that, just let me know. But besides that of the writing, you see something a little bit more intricate. You find a handful of actually usable materials actually besides that of the plants itself. Looking towards between the two of you, you guys are able to find a couple of actually useful herbs and plants, as well as throughout that of the sort of broken stone, a couple of other materials that might seem useful for that in the future. You guys are able to gain 2 material stocks and 1 medicine stock.
Okay,
That being
so
said,
that's 4 total in stock of materials and 2 stock in medicine.
yep, let me edit that. But that's not the only thing that you find. The last thing that you see is, 1 second, let me get this. So that is 2 materials, boop, boop, and then 1 more medicine, boop. There we go. The other thing that you see is you see a small sort of coin. It seems to be in or the sort of grayish color, and it has a kind of symbol on it. From what you can tell, it seems to have a similar symbol to those individuals that you saw earlier in the day, dealing with that of the oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it was. Not the jackal, the hyena. There we go.
Oh, the hyena. Wait.
Those two individuals that were that ran or flew over towards it. And on the coin itself, if you guys look in in-game content chat, you guys see, again, it doesn't have any color, but it seems, or the coin itself is like this sort of black, grayish sort of thing. This symbol onto it.
I'm investing in spirit coin after this. Alright, I kind of pocket that. And taking stock in the materials. What exactly, besides kind of earths, are just kind of like some are like more for crafting and others are like for medicinal herbs?
So, yeah, for medicinal herbs, mainly from what you can probably tell. It'll take a little bit, but you figure that you could probably or make that of either a potion of healing or maybe a potion of poison, but you're going to need to take a little bit of time to do so. And probably a short rest.
Take note of that. With that, I kind of relay that to Zale, saying, found more useful materials here. Oh, and excuse me, while I check these stones, they seem to have something.
You pushed me, I kill you.
So I'll check over the stones.
Alright. Checking over the stones. Oh, that's assuming... Oh, wait, which stone exactly?
The ones you pointed out before.
The one... Okay, the ones with the writing. So, as you can see, you look towards it, and it seems to have writings of a deity of the sorts. The deity that you see is that of Erebos, the god of death. It seems to have a handful of text about it, or something regarding it. Seems to be, from what you can tell, a story, or I don't know, maybe a guide, maybe a myth. Do you read it?
Yes.
Alright, 1 second, let me pull it up. Alright, you read the following. What the fuck is it? Hold on, there we go. You read that of this. A shadowed world. Heliod's, the god of the sun and also the brother of Erebos. His followers maintain that their god gave rise to Erebos by casting a shadow in the sun's first light. Followers of Erebos say that this tale is self-refuting, but there ever was a sun. The entire world stood in shadow, and the shadow was Erebos, his elder to Heliod. Only with the first dawning was Erebos' form diminished enough that Heliod could overpower him, and the god of the dead has never forgiven his upstart brother. The faithful of both Erebos and Heliod viciously argue the details of their gods' origins, some risking their lives in battle over which of their gods came into being first. Kind of a classic sort of scenario between the chicken and the egg. Which one came first, the shadow or the sun? That said, I will copy and paste that information for you. So if you want to add it into your notes, you may do so. It's in the out of character.
I'll remember that perfectly.
Yep. Boom.
Out of character?
Mm-hmm.
Out of character, you would remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright. That said, while that's all happening, Ilva, what are you doing over here?
He asked me to look after them, so I guess I will just like sit beside them, I guess. I guess I'll just like with my eyes just examine Phoebe and just try and see if it matches like the architecture around here.
Looking towards it?
Yeah.
It actually seems to sort of match the architecture. Are you saying like do you see like a statue of her? Or
No,
like in
just like
general design.
the aesthetic.
Aesthetic, yeah, 100%. It does seem to match
She
hers.
was worshipped before in the ancient times.
No.
Well, now
But,
fallen queen has lost our power.
But nah, it does seem to match that of Krillin and that of Phoebe.
And I guess from my position, can I see if like, is only one stone glowing, or is it just multiple?
One stone for where? Oh, for over here? Oh, yeah. From what you can tell, it's multiple. It's just contrary to the map.
Gotcha. Okay. So all 5 are glowing, or,
Yep,
or shining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with the unconscious people and just make sure that happens.
All right. And as that happens, oh boy.
Oh god.
You died. No, I'm kidding.
Take it back. I'm gonna go in the pool.
No. But Sirius and Zale, as you guys are able to read that of the myth, is there anything else you guys are doing, or is that it?
Seymour plans will quickly go over this one and check again.
All right. As you're doing so, make another investigation check, my friend.
I help him.
You got
That's
it.
possible.
Yeah. 22. With that, you are able to secure a couple more or a little bit of herbs and plants, having medicinal properties as well, and you gain another medicine resource on top of that. So for a total of 3 at the moment. Good stuff.
We can make a pharmacy.
That's gonna take 25. No, I'm kidding. But that being said, so as you're sort of just scrounging around and just sort of looking about, Zale helping as well, you begin to see kind of like a flickering and sort of change in light. Ilva, you
Where?
immediately notice this. It just seems to be up in the sky, and you look towards the sky itself, and you see it entirely. It seems to be sort of flickering blue for a brief moment. The entirety of it, you see as the clouds begin to dissipate, and as it happens, in an almost instantaneous manner, no sunrise or no sunset or anything like that. You just see as the sky turns from blue to immediately that of a shadowy darkness
What?
into that of night. And where the
Wow,
sun
he
was,
just said, all right, lights out.
and where the sun was, you now see the moon instead.
What the?
Whoa.
And as that
You know what?
happens, that is where we'll end today's session.
Fuck. Wait. Hey, can I see the stars? Can I see the stars?
You
I
can,
wanted-
okay, we'll have to see next time. Okay, no, we'll have to see next time. Next time on Secrets in the Sands.
We
Oh,
go
man.
stargazing. We have a
But-
picnic, and everything's fine.
Oh boy. The other thing to note is one thing that also happens. Oh boy. Phoebe. That C21X and Krillin. Ilva, this is almost a horrifying sight, but you see as they immediately just jolt back up. But we'll have to figure out all those sort of things next time on Secrets in the Sands. But you guys are now stable.
Yay!
So that wasn't a time frame thing. That was literally it just being cast in darkness, and then they just got revived.
Yep.
The hell is this?
Wow.
Like, is this like a fucking time skip thing where time doesn't even show? It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens.
We'll have to figure it out.
I'm saying this to myself.
We'll have to
I just go
figure
like,
it out.
oh look, it's nighttime.
But wait,
Lights
I gotta
out.
get. Oh, here, let me break down the stream. I'm gonna. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can. Do I gotta raid rolling together, or can I raid Matt? Hopefully, I can raid Matt. Hell yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Sick nasty. All right, I'll be right back. Let me break down stream, and yeah.
So,
Oh wait, hold on. Wait,
timey-wimey.
wait, hold on. Did you? Were you calling for me, Matt? Because you said so as soon as I left.
No, I was
Talking.
starting to talk. I was just starting to talk as soon as
Okay.
it's a.
Trying to get a natural 20. Go away.
Okay, all right, sorry. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Oh, let me switch over. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you, especially for all that of the awesome little follows from like freaking Momomo, Meow, Spooky2, Girl Wonder, Ann, and Buffy, Devon, Indie Knight. I'm sorry if I butcher your names. I'm so sorry. Lord Ninja Jeff, Omega Thug, Headset. Thank you guys and everybody else who was able to leave a follow, but also thank you. Oh, thanks, Dan. Welcome to the stream as well. But thank you for all the people who decided to donate that a bit and also sub to that of the channel. We're actually now back at 71 subs, which is insane. I might have to do like a sub challenge or something. Like if we get like, I don't know, 80 or 100 subs, then I don't know, something crazy happens. I don't fucking know. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your guys' support has been amazing so far. If you guys want to support me or anything like that, be sure to check out that of the Patreon and all of that stuff, where we give out homebrew subclasses, homebrew battle maps, and homebrew races, and a lot more. You can even actually impact that of the world by making your own deity in it at certain tiers. But yeah, be sure to check out that for all you dungeon masters or players. Be sure to check out all of the socials and all that stuff. We're on Twitter, Instagram, fucking everything, I guess, and all that stuff. So if you want to connect with me, be sure to do so. Send all in the Twitch chat. The last thing is, be sure to join that of the Discord server, because we run a giant persistent universe, which is what's being played in right now, where all the campaigns can be affected basically at the same time or in real time. That's all for my announcements. So we're gonna pass over to Chaotic and Ryder. He is the player for that of C21X, so be sure to give him lots of love. Make sure to follow his channel. He's actually another DM in Project Aurora, so he's a freaking awesome guy. Be sure to go hang out with him. Make sure to follow his channel, all that good stuff. And yeah, that being said, I will see you guys next time. Oh, also the next stream for Project Aurora is going to be Wednesday, I believe, at 2 p.m. or excuse me, 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern time. So be sure to check that out. That's when we get to hang out and have the little community sort of show. But yeah, all right, see you guys.